Standing at just 5'10", Jason Miller is not a prototypical quarterback prospect. Jason got some attention as a potential running back recruit due to his dynamic athletic ability, as he led his high school team to a state championship, but very few D1 teams believe that he could be an effective passer. Not wanting to make a change from the position he loved playing, Jason took visits to schools that focused on the quarterback as a runner and ultimately decided he would be going to West Point as the newest quarterback recruit for the Army Black Knights. So it's time for Jason's first practice in his freshman season at Army. He's going to be working hard to earn some playing time, but it is not going to be easy. He's coming in as the second string quarterback on the depth chart, but he's going to have to beat out a senior to become the starting quarterback. So far, his first practice has been really solid though. He's showing that he can throw the ball a little bit, as well as being a dangerous scrambler just like he was in high school. He at least just needs to put himself in a position where he's lined up to be the starter next season. So far, the only on-field action we've been getting has been holding the place kicks, but down 31 in the fourth quarter, Jason's going to get a chance to come into the game. This is a big opportunity. And he's going to get out of the pocket to start it off. Tons of space, and he hits the juke move getting out to the 50. A big play like that should definitely make an impact on the coaching staff. Jason's showing off some clear running ability, and I'm trying to get into the end zone with 32 seconds left here. Doesn't look like there's anyone open here. I was hoping A would make some kind of move, but still we're able to get some kind of positive yards on the play. Time is running out for Jason to make that touchdown happen, but he picks up the first, and he's going to get the shot to run one more play. Wasn't able to complete a pass, but came up with some rushing yards at the end of the game. So after that performance, the coaches should be giving us a closer look as a potential starter on this team, as Jason's shown a clear ability to get out of the pocket and scramble, and especially with how poorly this team started out, coach is going to want to give Jason a shot at some point. And after some careful work to build up our coach trust, Jason's going to throw a pick with just 5 reps left to practice, and that's going to kill all of his progress. Hopefully we can get the chance at a position battle in the next couple of practices. So I don't know what's going on, if the quarterback's hurt or what, but Jason's coming out to start this game against Louisiana Tech. There's no way for me to check for injuries, but I will take it, man. We've got to take advantage of this playing time. And our receiver started out with a drop. We've got a kind of interesting play call here on 3rd and long. I'm looking for this out route, and that's going to be way off target. Running this offense might be a little bit tougher than I expected, but Jason gets the pitch out there, tries to pick up the block, and we get the first down. So we're starting to get in a rhythm, and coach is actually letting us pass the ball a little bit. We're putting a drive together, but we're going to be faced with a 3rd and long, and Jason gets hit in the backfield trying to escape the pocket, and he just has to throw it away. So it's been a tough game so far. We're already down 14-0, and Jason has had no time in the pocket, so he gets out of it and throws a strike. That'll be a huge game. With the starter hurt, Jason's showing that he has a ton of upside to bring to the table as a true freshman, but our wide receivers have not been helping us out. We're going to need to get points here soon with the way defense has been playing. These passing lanes are starting to open up a little bit. This is going to be a big play to start the second quarter, and Jason's going to get out of the pocket again. I wanted to throw it to RB, but we keep our eyes downfield and find Robinson on the improvisation. Jason did not look like a freshman quarterback on that play, and he's going to walk into the end zone for our first touchdown. Let's go. With defense getting a stop, we're right back in this game, and Jason's really starting to get into a rhythm in the passing game. Coach is recognizing Jason's skills and is letting him throw the ball around, and right now it's looking like Army can be a semi-effective passing offense. The run game's been working pretty well as well, and we punch it into the end zone. Jason's still holding the extra points. Louisiana Tech does score though, so we just got 17 seconds to try to get something. That corner route is wide open. We're cutting up this defense, but time is running down. We need a quick strike on this play. Wide open. You got to get down, dude. Let's get that field goal. Well, I guess instead of taking the easy field goal, coach is going to opt for a Hail Mary instead. That's an interesting choice. Jason's going to take off trying to do it with his feet, but he can't get there. Our offense has been stalling out. This run game has not been very effective. The pass game is what has been working today. What a touch pass there. So once again, we're in Louisiana Tech territory, and Jason's going to get out of the pocket here, trying to improvise and make something happen, and he's got a man deep, but it's going to get swatted away. Coach is elected to go for it here on 4th and 9. We've got the corner out, but Jason misses the pass. Come on, dude. So down by 10, a comeback is starting to look tough. We need a big play fast here. Jason's taking off again, getting down the sideline to the 50. This offense was really not built to move fast, and we're going to have to do a lot of work with the scramble. Jason's dog tired. Lucky he didn't fumble there, and he's hurt on the play. But with a minute 20 left, he comes back in with a chance to get Army down the field for a game-winning touchdown. He's gonna scramble again despite the hurt leg, jukes a guy out, and gets all the way out to the 35. But now we gotta go quick. Field goal will not cut it here. That's an easy dump off. I'm gonna keep rocking with this 4 verts play, and this time we're getting out of the pocket again. Jason's too tired, gotta slide down. Gotta be careful not to take any hits with this fatigue, but the scramble is absolutely necessary against man coverage. So 56 seconds left. This is it. We find the wheel route and we're down inside the 20 now. We can afford to take a little bit of time off the clock here. And RB's coming open. Jason threads the needle and we take the lead. It looked like we were dead in the water, but defense gets the stop and Jason picks up the first win of his career. If this performance didn't earn him the starting job, I don't know what will. So it's time for an official position battle with our starting quarterback coming back from injury. And since he's a senior, this is not going to be easy. Jason still has a lot to prove with just 5 reps left to practice, but this is going to help out. Our wide receiver breaks free and that'll be a touchdown. So we might need a touchdown or a big play here. We're going to try wide deep, but it gets swatted away. Now we definitely need a touchdown, and I don't know how we're going to do it with this play call. It's going to take the bounce route downfield, and we have a man open. Will that be enough to win it? Let's go. We clutch up. Jason's improvisational skills officially win him the starting job for the game against Boston College. This is a tougher defense than the last one we faced, so we have to try to not do too much in this game. Jason just needs to play his role in this Army offense, and this is a good start. He swerves around number 3 to get down to the 30, and coach is calling the pass already. We've got the curl wide open on the left side. That's that boy Allison who breaks a tackle, getting loose and stiff arming his way down. You love to see the Army receivers showing some fight, and Jason gets to the edge for our first touchdown of the day. This is looking like the start to a promising career right now. Our defense has been struggling so far in this game though, so midway through the second quarter we're down by 7. We're gonna have to keep breaking off these big run plays. It looks like in the rain we're going with a more run heavy approach, and it's been working out pretty well so far. We gotta punch this in for a touchdown to help out our defense, and this is setting up perfectly. We pitch it out, pick up a block, and we'll get in there for the tutty. Jason's been executing the triple option beautifully so far, so big time 3rd and 15 here. We cannot give the ball right back, and we've got the out route. Robinson not able to break free though, so we go down by 10. This game is not looking super promising going into the 4th quarter, and Jason's flushed from the pocket again. He's going to put his head down, getting the first down, and this is actually an eerily similar situation to Louisiana Tech last week, as we've got X streaking wide open, but Jason misses the touchdown pass. That was absolutely killer, man. That play set up perfectly, and on 4th down Robinson drops it. So a couple of missed opportunities are going to lead to a loss, and this was definitely not as good of a game from Jason, especially through the air. We really need to have a good game against Eastern Michigan today to keep our coach's trust, and this is a good start. Jason has room to work picking up the big game. Coach is leaning on the run heavy once again today to start it out. Seems like he's lost a little bit of trust in Jason after last week, but he's getting the chance to throw the ball here, and that's an easy dump off over the middle. The way this offense operates, we wind up in a lot of 3rd down situations, and Jason has been great at converting those, fits that into a tight window to get it down to the 1, and he will just power his way into the end zone, laying out a linebacker. That was a pretty impressive display for such a small player, man. Looked totally effortless too. This game's off to an excellent start as we've jumped out to a big lead. He throws a dime down the sideline to RB. So with 6 seconds left, we have the chance to make this a nearly insurmountable lead. There's not anybody breaking open. Jason's gonna try to improvise, but the clock runs out. A big mistake. It's all good though. We just gotta hold on to the lead and make sure we take care of the ball. All we've got to do is pick up one more first down, and Jason fights to get it. That should do it. He's gonna pick up his 2nd career win. This game was a nice way to bounce back. Jason looked great through the air. It feels like we've got some positive momentum to try to make a run for bowl eligibility, and I don't know what the heck that play was. I think coach should probably stay away from that call in the future. And on 3rd down, we're not quite able to get the first. This rainy day seems well suited for Army's normal style of play, but coach is letting Jason sling it around a little bit. It's clear that he has earned a ton of trust with this staff. But on 3rd and 10, he's got nowhere to go with the ball. He's scrambling, able to pick up the first down, and slides down inside the 20. So with just under 30 seconds left, we got the chance to punch it into the end zone, but Jason takes a bad sack, and for some reason coach is just allergic to kicking a field goal. I don't know how we're being expected to turn this into a touchdown. We're gonna float it over top and it gets picked off. So this game seems like it might be tougher than we thought it was going to be at first. Thankfully our defense has been playing really well today. We just need one more touchdown to support them. And on 3rd down, we're gonna get out of the pocket. Jason has a ton of room to run, the most he's had all season by far, and he's gonna take that to the crib for an easy 6. But Temple answers right back with a touchdown of their own. This game is far from over, and somehow we get that pitch out to Marshall. He breaks a tackle, and what looked like no gain turns into a huge play. But a couple plays later, we're faced with a 3rd and 16. Jason's gonna have to find some magic here. He gets hit in the backfield, and he cannot make it happen. Thankfully, our defense continues to play great. We just need to kill some clock, but Jason puts it on the deck, and Temple scoops it up. A terrible mistake. And Jason's lost a ton of coach trust after that. He's just got a couple minutes to drive it downfield and redeem himself. But the safety jumps that pass, and it looks like Temple might win this one. Jason might have just lost himself the starting job with those turnovers, and that's gonna do it. By far our worst game of the season. So after his bad performance, Jason is watching this rivalry game for the bench. At least it looks like his team's gonna pull out the win. And this actually is a pretty big upset against 5-3 Air Force. Jason's gonna have to keep working hard in practice and rebuild that trust that the coaches seem to have lost in him. It does seem a little bit unfair to have taken Jason out of the starting position, considering how he seemed to give the team a spark when he came in for the first time. But right now he just keeps on making bad mistakes. Sadly, it seems like coaches decided that no matter what we do in practice, he's not gonna let us become the 2nd string quarterback. Jason's team gets a huge win against Navy to become bowl eligible, but it's bittersweet for him. And it appears our team will be playing the bowl game in a black void. This is a very interesting field. I've never seen a design quite like this before. The Army boys have one last play to try to score and win this game, but unfortunately with Jason on the sidelines, they're gonna take the loss. So in Jason's limited action this season, he was the 2nd leading passer on the team, but threw more interceptions than he had touchdowns. He definitely showed some running ability though, so hopefully going into next season he'll be able to challenge for the starting position and see if he can rebuild Army into a contender. Jason Miller had a freshman season at Army that had about as many ups and downs as possible. After winning the starting job and putting life into the Army offense, he lost it and was demoted to being a 3rd stringer after a series of turnovers that led to big losses for the Black Knights. But after working hard to master the triple option offense in the offseason, he ends up winning the starting job going into his sophomore season, and we'll see if he can keep it this time as he'll try to lead Army to greatness. So Jason comes out in his first game of the season after winning the starting job, hopefully permanently, and he's gonna have to try to convert a 3rd down right out the gates. There was a beautiful touch pass to B to get it. Jason's really gonna have to focus on showing that he can make smart decisions and not turn the ball over, because that's what lost him the job last time. But coach is showing a lot of confidence in him this game with the play calling, and he's looking dialed in right now. There have definitely been more pass plays than I think he was expecting, but he has done an excellent job of executing them. And for some reason on 3rd and 8, coach is making a super lame play call, but now it makes sense. We're gonna go for it on 4th down. We hand it off to the fullback, and he's just short. Thankfully, defense ends up getting us the ball right back. Coach is just refusing to kick field goals right now, so we're going for it on 4th down. And this time, Jason's gonna get out of the pocket. His first rush of the season is a 1st down. That's what makes Jason so dangerous, as he falls forward to pick up another first, but it looks like he's hurt on the play. So he's not able to get the touchdown stat there, but he comes back out on the field in the second half and gets an amazing pitch off there. Jason has maybe been a little bit too risky with his pitches so far, but he's making all the right reads, and he's really showing his scrambling ability today. Coach is really going with some grinded down offense right now, and the triple option is just working beautifully. Jason is looking to pick up his first touchdown of the season, but after improvising on the wide receiver screen, it looks like he's hurt again. Jason is kind of being a wimp right now, man. He's come out of the game twice with unserious injuries, but when he has been in, he's played pretty much spotlessly, and he's gonna get his first touchdown pass of the season on 1st and goal. Let's go. Not too crazy of a game from Jason, but this ended up being a dominant performance from the team, 21-0. So next up, Jason's taking on a tough test in Stanford. This is the game where we'll figure out whether or not Army is a legit team, and Jason's gonna have to improvise here, getting out of the pocket and picking up the 1st down like he seems to always do. But once again, he comes out of the game. Looks like he got hurt. That's an absolutely beautiful touch pass over the middle. I don't know when the last time Army's had a quarterback that can throw like this. Jason's throwing dimes all over the field, and his receivers have come to play. He's got the chance to pick up his 2nd touchdown of the season here, and taking off on the scramble again, he finds a man downfield. He's been great with the improvisation. 100% completion percentage in the first half, and on a huge 3rd down, he's taken off again, diving into the end zone, and the Black Knights have taken a 14-0 lead. Stanford able to answer, but this team has shown quite a lot today, I think. Unfortunately, Jason has no room to work here, trying to make something happen, but gets sacked. And just like that, it's a 4-point game. We got to keep the foot on the gas here. And man, Jason is hurt again, bro. Jason's been acting like he's made of glass, man. Every time he gets hit, he goes out of the game. Coach has got to be questioning his mettle at this point, and he throws a terrible pick with a couple minutes left. Jason's first mistake of the season is a big one as Stanford reclaims the lead, and his starting job might be at risk again if he can't put together a touchdown drive here. But he's got RB wide open deep down the field, and we're gonna get into Stanford territory. This drive feels feels like it could be a season decider for Jason, but even after the mistakes, he's still looking confident with his reads. And this is the play of the game. Gotta be careful to not make a big mistake. And that was almost it, man. That was not the touch I meant to put on that pass. Thankfully, dude drops the pick and we're able to tie it up with the field goal. But now defense is gonna have to stand up tall and Stanford's already driving it. Thankfully, we come up with a huge sack. That'll be enough to send this game into overtime. And Stanford easily scores the touchdown, so it's up to Jason to respond. He's just gonna take the safe read to the fullback there. And we're going goal line run here on 3rd and 1. Thankfully able to get into the end zone for the touchdown. But dude, the kicker missed the extra point. Stanford comes up with the win. That is absolutely brutal. After the absolutely brutal loss to Stanford, Jason and his Army team need a bounce back win this week. Jason can't help but feel that his mistakes last game cost his team the game. And Wake Forest is already out to a 10-0 lead. And this offense was not built to move fast, but Jason's gonna do his best to run a 2-minute drill. The scrambling is gonna help with that a lot as he's gonna get all the way inside the 25. The only thing I'm worried about with the scrambling is that Jason tends to get hurt a lot when we do that, because this passing attack should be enough to get us through. Jason's fullback ends up getting us into the end zone, and after a big stop from the defense, he's got a chance to help his team reclaim the lead here, as we almost got loose on that triple option. I'm just waiting for Jason to break one of those options for a big play. He's been getting a lot of big plays on the scrambles, and he has the speed to outrun a dude, just barely gets tripped up. Jason's averaging 10 yards a carry this game, but on the triple option, man, he gets hurt again. What is up with this dude? Jason sits out one drive, and just like that, Wake Forest is up by 2 scores. The toughness just does not seem to be there for our boy right now. And now our offense is going to have to move really quick to give us any chance in this one. This is not an offense that can afford to get behind the sticks a lot, but a dot from Jason is going to pick up the first down. We might just have a chance to get back in the game if we can punch this in quick, but Jason overthrows his slot receiver on the goal line for another critical pick. Jason's been losing a lot of the goodwill that he gained from the coaches in the offseason these last couple games. He's not really been looking like starting quarterback material. Like, bro, this dude injures a new part of his body every time he gets hit. So we end up taking a pretty frustrating loss to Wake Forest. Jason had a good game on the ground, but definitely not through the air. The good news is we have a chance to bounce back against a lesser opponent in 0-4 Louisiana Tech in this game. Jason's looking to put up some big stats today, and the coaches are still showing that they trust him to pass the ball pretty frequently. I'm gonna be honest, I love running Army's playbook, man. They have a really nice mix of plays. It's fun trying to make the quick reads required for the triple option offense, but a lot of scrambling is also required. Hopefully Jason doesn't get hurt today. He is putting together a nice drive here early in the first quarter, but of course on 3rd down, his dude drops it wide open over the middle. We come away with nothing, but defense gets a quick turnover. I've been really surprised with how much our offense has struggled this season though, but it seems like things are looking a little bit better today, and 3rd and long is just not our specialty right now. But this time Jason has a dude wide open, able to hit him for the big touchdown. But Louisiana Tech strikes right back. This is not going to be an easy game. I've been surprised at how good Jason's receivers have been though, and Army's probably passed the ball more this season than they have in a very long time. Jason has taken off here, and with a nice block on the outside, he has a chance to get to the end zone. Trucks down to the 5. We're gonna try to punch it in with the triple option, but Jason gets stood up on the goal line. So on 2nd and goal, we got to give it up, but our dude gets a touchdown. We'll see if Jason can make some magic with 1 second left on the clock, but this is really not what Army is built for. Louisiana Tech ends up bringing it to 4 after halftime. We got to keep the foot on the gas here, and Jason keeps his eyes downfield for a laser under pressure, but he's got to keep converting these 3rd downs, and his wide receivers have butterfingers. The thing keeping us on top is our defense, as they come up with an interception. I'm hoping we can at least get into field goal range on this drive, and that's just barely enough for the first down. Now we can try to chew a little bit of clock. Jason's gonna scamper down the sideline to get inside the 20, but on 3rd and 9, we're gonna have to try to take a shot into the end zone. We should have Y coming out the backfield. That almost was a pick. So after kicking the field goal, it's gonna be up to our defense, and they come up with a huge turnover. We'll get out of there with a big time win on the road, as Jason had a really solid game. That performance against Louisiana Tech definitely earned Jason back some coach trust, but he needs to show he can take down a Power 5 opponent here, and he's been struggling with injuries all game. At this point, the coaches are getting really tired of Jason's constant need to spend time on the bench. It has been killing the continuity in this offense. He's coming back in here for a chance to lead a touchdown drive with a couple minutes left, and he has a ton of space. This is finally the busted open triple option we're looking for. All we got to do is beat one man, and Jason takes that into the end zone for the best play of his career so far. After a stop from the defense, we got a chance to win this game against Boston College. Jason's tired and hurt, but he's going to keep taking off on the scramble. Really, all we need to do is kill some clock and get into field goal range, but that's a terrible sack. And now we're way behind the sticks for a 2nd and long. Jason gets hit hard again, and once again he comes out of the game, so the backup's going to have to try and convert this 3rd and 18, and he does complete the pass, but we're going to be short of the stick. So after BC kneels out the clock, we're headed to overtime. All that Boston College got on their drive was a field goal. We just need one touchdown to win it, but all the pressure is on Jason to convert this 3rd and 9. Absolutely cannot make a mistake here. And he throws into a tight window, hitting the curl route for the first down. Just like that, we're in position for a walk-off win, but number 6 played that triple option just perfectly. So this is it, 3rd and 10. This is probably our best shot to get the dub. They're bum rushing Jason. He takes off on the scramble and he fumbles it, bro. Boston College is gonna recover. No, wait, they're gonna say he was out of bounds. So Jason gets saved from another terrible mistake. This is going to go to second overtime, but it looked like he got hurt again on the play. So he's gonna watch from the sidelines as BC wins the game with a walk-off field goal. Yet another absolutely brutal ending. Jason continues to make mistake after mistake against tough opponents, but against teams like Eastern Michigan, he's been pretty good. Unfortunately, Jason literally gets injured on every play. Being insanely prone to injury is possibly the worst attribute a triple option quarterback can have, but then he comes back in and just makes these crazy plays. The college football world has no idea what to make of Jason Miller. He's either great or he's terrible depending on the day, but despite the early injury, it looks like he's pretty good today. He's got Army out to a 7-0 lead, and he breaks a tackle. He might be loose again on this triple option. If that dude held his block, we were gone. For all Jason's faults, he has been getting really good at running the triple option, and he's also gotten really good at improvising when he's not making stupid turnovers. We just gotta punch this one in and we'll be looking really good today. But Jason takes a bad sack, and this is what I'm talking about, man. Those turnovers are just killer. Army is not the kind of team that can afford to be turning the ball over constantly, and unless we can put something crazy together before halftime, we're gonna be losing to this Eastern Michigan team. Jason's trying to make up for his mistakes here, getting out of the pocket to get away from the DN, and he has no fear of fumbling despite that last play. Unfortunately, Eastern Michigan goes right down to score, and we are officially in trouble at home as Jason fits that into a tiny window. But faced with another 3rd down, we're gonna need to take some risks. Jason gets out of the pocket to throw a strike to the sideline. He's hyped up after that one. The passing game has generally looked really good today. Jason's been seeing the field quite well. The problem is we keep getting behind the sticks on run plays where Jason isn't getting the ball, and our offensive line has not been doing an excellent job of blocking. So this is it, man. 3 minutes left. We need a touchdown on this drive. And how many times has Jason been in this position at this point? He's gonna chuck it up deep, actually finds his man deep. What an amazing throw. But bro, I sim one play and our fullback fumbles it. Thankfully, defense puts the clamps on to get it right back. Jason's continuing to dime up this Eastern Michigan defense, but it is all going to be for nothing if he can't get a score on this drive. Offense has been stalling out in critical moments this season. Jason gets inside the 20, but this is where it gets hard. Not only do we need a touchdown, we need defense to get a stop. So on 2nd and goal, I'm going to let the clock run down before we punch it into the end zone. Jason actually gets tackled short. So now this is looking a little bit tough. 3rd and goal, I really wish coach would just pass the ball, but Jason's going to take it himself, and he gets to the 1-inch yard line. So this is it. I have no control over the play calling. Jason's going to take it again, and this time walks in, thank God. I am not going to sim this extra point, man. I do not trust our kicker one bit. So we just need defense to stop anything stupid from happening, and Eastern Michigan fumbles it. We pounce on it. So now we have the chance at a game-winning field goal, and our kicker knocks it through. We finally get a clutch win, as Jason had an excellent passing game and 2 crucial touchdowns. Next up, we're taking on Temple, the team that Jason lost his starting job against last year, and on the first play, he's already made a big mistake, coughing it up, and Temple recovers. That is not a good start, man. Jason has to answer here, but he has absolutely no time in the pocket right now. So just like that, we're down by 2 touchdowns in the first quarter to a 1-5 team, and Jason's finally starting to get into a rhythm. Jason's gonna have to convert a 3rd down to punch this thing in, and it is not looking good. He gets out of the pocket, tries to put his head down to pick it up, but he's short, and of course, he's hurt on the play. Thankfully, he doesn't stay out for long, and defense gets a stop, so he's got a chance to get his team back in this one. But this Temple defense has been tougher than expected. We're barely gonna pick up that first, and I know Temple's got another score in them, so we can't let this drive stall out. And once again, man, Jason makes a bad pitch. Dude intercepts it perfectly and takes it to the house. Jason is costing his team the game with these bad decisions, and it's gonna take a big turnaround for us to win this. We've got it deep inside Temple territory once again. That's a nice pass over the middle. Jason's been pretty good in the passing game today. He's just had these stupid fumbles on the option plays, and on 1st and 10, he's taken off, gets down to the 5. So a big time 1st and goal with a little bit of time left before half. We're gonna hit the fullback out of the backfield, but he can't keep his damn feet in bounds. Our red zone offense has just been atrocious. Jason's trying to get to the pylon here, gets lit up, and this dude gets hurt again. With Jason off the field, somehow offense gets 0 points out of that trip. Jason finally has some space to run here. That's going to be a solid game. But at this point, faced with a 4th down, it's probably going to be too little too late no matter what happens on this play. And the same dude who picked off the option play steps in front of that beautifully. A terrible game from Jason leads to an upset loss. Losing to a team like Temple was really bad for our bowl hopes. Now we got to bounce back against Air Force. And this first run play is going to set up beautifully. Jason's got nothing but green grass in front of him. Just got to outrun these DBs. He gets inside the 15. That's a great way to start this game out, but on 3rd and 7, Jason gets sacked and fumbles. And this man might be the weakest player in college football. How many times this season have we seen this man sit out for just 1 quarter? I do not think that Jason is cut out to be in the Army after he graduates, man. Thankfully, we've still got the lead in this one. And Jason's gonna get out of the pocket, sling it to Y, who's wide open over the middle. Very nice job of creating space and finding the open man there. And on 3rd and goal, we are going to punch it in for a touchdown pass. This game is well in hand late in the 4th quarter. This will be a big time rivalry win, as Jason has a good enough game to get the job done. So next up, we're taking on 7-2 Western Kentucky at home. And we're gonna get this going with a beautifully executed option. Marshall just has 1 man to beat and he gets pushed out. Western Kentucky ends up getting us to 4th and 3. Jason's gonna have to get out of the pocket here, and he's able to pick up the 1st down, fighting forward inside the 20. And we punch it in for the touchdown, but Western Kentucky answers right back. Looks like we're gonna have ourselves a battle here, and Jason can't get away from the pressure. I fully expect Jason to go down with an injury just about every time he gets hit. And he's gonna get out of the pocket again here, stiff arming his way close to the 1st down. Looks like we're electing to run it on 3rd and 2. This is my favorite run play in the playbook, but Jason just tripped on nothing there. So we end up going down by 3 going into the 2nd half. This drive is very important. We got a 3rd and 8, gotta pick this up, and Jason makes a perfect read to the fullback out of the backfield. We have not thrown the ball a whole lot today. Run game's been working out pretty well so far. We just need to make sure we cap off this drive well. We've had trouble finishing them off in the past, and they're sending the blitz. Jason gets out of the pocket but goes down for the sack. We're gonna go for this on 4th down, running the same play, and Jason gets out of the pocket again. This time he beats his man, and he's gonna get inside the 10. So we got some momentum going into the 4th quarter. Jason's gotta be careful with the ball here down by the goal line. He is fighting for every yard, and on 2nd and goal, he powers his way in, not looking like a light 5'10" quarterback there. Unfortunately, defense gives up a killer touchdown, so Jason's got 2 minutes to try to tie this game up or win it, as Jason and the boys are faced with a huge 3rd and 7. Assume this is 2 down territory, and Robinson comes up with a big catch over the middle. So we're close to field goal range with just over a minute left. The Hilltoppers are going man coverage all day, so we'll scramble all day, getting inside the 15. All we've got to do is milk a little bit of clock and punch this in. He gets stuffed on 2nd and goal. On 3rd and goal, Jason's nervous to make a mistake, but finds Riley over the middle. A beautiful throw and catch under pressure, and we come out of there with an absolutely massive win. Not a crazy day for Jason, but he clutched up when his team needed him. So we are just 1 game away from bowl eligibility, taking on Old Dominion in the snow. Surprised to see us coming out in the pass, and that's going to be a big time game. Very nice way to start this thing out at home, and that is just beautiful blocking. This should be a touchdown if Robinson's got the speed, and he does. An electric start from this offense. We just got to keep our foot on the gas. I am not a big fan of these trap option plays, but this one's going to work out pretty well. So we're in great position to take a 2-score lead here, as they just left Robinson absolutely wide open. Jason's had a very efficient day so far. No incompletions. He's been running that option perfectly, which doesn't show up in the stat sheet. And Riley gets in there for the touchdown. This team is riding the positive momentum. It looks like we're going to pick up another dub in this one, as we pick up the 1st down to Robinson. That'll do it. Robinson's had a great day today. He ends up being player of the game, and this was probably Jason's cleanest game of the season. So we are officially bowl eligible, and at this point, Jason has really established himself as a quarterback who can win. We're going to get off to a great start with a big run in this one, but a couple drives stall out, so we find ourselves down 14-0 midway through the 2nd, and Jason gets swarmed in the backfield. And on 3rd and 2, I'm not sure how I feel about this play call. We don't have a lot of time in the pocket, but Jason has a man deep downfield. That's a dime, and it turns into a pick, bro. Come on. The Butterfingers receiver kills us. It feels like all our positive momentum is gone, and this game is all but over. Jason just trying to put up a desperation touchdown, but this has just not been a good day for our offense. So a difficult loss. Jason did not have a very good day passing. It's time for the main event of our season, though, as we're taking on Navy, trying to keep them out of a bowl game. Jason starts this off with a nice throw on the run, but our receivers continue to have brick hands. Thankfully, our defense comes up with a stop, and Jason's able to get a miracle pitch out there to pick up some positive yards. So far, Navy's defense seems to be kind of tough, but this time Robinson doesn't drop it. The run game just hasn't really been there at all so far, so we're finding ourselves at 3rd down a lot. We're finally starting to get somewhere somewhere midway through the second quarter. And Jason's gonna get out of the pocket there, gets creamed trying to hit the back juke. So this is a big 3rd and 9. Jason threads the needle over the middle. Despite a tough start, Jason's been showing some poise in the pocket. That would have been a touchdown if Robinson kept his feet in. I'm not a huge fan of the toss play on the goal line, and of course it's gonna get stuffed. So Jason's gonna try to do it himself here on 2nd and goal. Powers his way barely into the end zone, and we finally take the lead. So it looks like we're in control going into the second half, as Jason plays that perfectly, getting out the pitch for the first down. He's made a couple of risky pitches in this game, but they've paid off. This time he's gonna keep it to pick up the first, and he is amped up after that one. Feels like we need to score here to keep the momentum, as X comes absolutely wide open. He's gonna have tons of space to run, and we're well into field goal range now. The way this is playing out, we just got to be careful to take care of the ball, and we're gonna end up settling for the field goal. But after defense comes up with a huge turnover, it looks like this one might be over. We will kneel it out for the big rivalry game win. So we're gonna head to the postseason 7 and 5. Another really solid game from Jason. So we are of course playing in the Military Bowl, taking on SMU, who jumped out to a 7-point lead on us, and that was almost a pick from Jason to get us started. SMU is definitely better than most of the teams we played this season. We're gonna have to be really solid on offense to get the win. So far Jason hasn't been able to do a lot in the first half. It seems like he does his best work right before halftime when coach lets him pass the ball, and we're finally putting together a drive. We need a touchdown here. Jason finally starting to get into rhythm, and getting out of the pocket, he's got a ton of open space trying to power into the end zone but gets killed. So we're gonna have to try to make it work here on the goal line. That'll be an easy touchdown up the middle, and we actually got a little bit of time to try to tie this game up before half. We're gonna have to move really quick to make it happen. So 17 seconds to try to get some kind of points. Should have X here, and there's a good catch by Alston. We need to make sure we're completing this past the first down marker, and Jason's got Alston again, but he runs his route wrong. Jason throws it in the wrong place. So we're going to go into halftime down by 7. Defense gets a stop coming out of halftime though, so we're still hanging around in this thing. I really think we should be passing the ball more if we want to win this game, and we're going to be faced with a critical 4th and 3. Jason's just going to get out of the pocket, and that'll be an easy pickup. So a chance to tie this thing up if we can pick up the 3rd down. And Jason delivers over the middle to Robinson. He's going to get shifty to get the touchdown, but SMU not going to make it easy on us. They answer right back. Jason's going to have to improvise here. He'll chuck it up to Denayan, and that's the biggest play of the game. So 3rd and 6. This is definitely 2-down territory, but we pick it up anyways. Nasty stiff arm from Marshall. So this is where it gets tricky. 2nd and goal from the 6. Jason has a hole but not able to truck a dude, and I absolutely despise this play call on 3rd and goal. We're going with the toss. Robinson not able to get to the edge. So this is it, man. 4th and goal. We're going with the speed option, and Jason takes it himself but isn't able to get there. Thankfully defense finally gets a stop, so we got a chance to send this to overtime, but Jason gets hurt on the scramble like we've seen so many times this season, and SMU is gonna come away with the win. Tough way to end the year despite a pretty good game from Jason. So Jason ends the season with 1,500 passing yards, even touchdown to interception ratio, and a 59% completion percentage, as well as adding almost 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns on the ground. Next year he'll hopefully add some speed and work on his decision making. Time for the first game of Jason's junior season. We're running a pass on the first play, and Jason throws a dime down the sideline. And on 3rd and 1, we're gonna get our first touchdown of the season with the power play. And with defense getting a stop, we got a chance to take control of this game. Jason is just going crazy in the pass game right now. I've decided, man, today is the day. I want to get Jason to 300 passing yards. Not a milestone we've really come close to so far, and we're gonna have to take advantage of this drive before half to get to it. Jason's got B deep downfield, and that's a dime, but he drops it. And on 3rd and 8, nothing's open. He's going to have to scramble, and he picks it up, putting his head down. So we'll have one shot at the end zone. I don't know why this is the play that coach is calling, and Jason's just gonna have to get out of bounds. But for some reason, man, coach always refuses to call field goals in this situation. Jason's gonna have to make something happen on the Hail Mary before halftime, and he's got a man open, but he came way too far back to the ball. We are in trouble, man. 3 minutes left and we're down by 7. This is not what Jason had hoped for his first game, and we just have to make sure we tie this thing up. Our offense has of course been struggling today, and it seems like coach is doing his best to run out the clock, so this drive is it. One mistake and the game is over. We are gonna have to rely on the scramble heavy here, and after a couple unsuccessful run plays, we're faced with a 3rd and goal. Ziggy should have pitched that out, man. So this is it. 4th and goal from the 4. Need to punch it in on this play, and Ziggy's gonna get out of the pocket. He'll have to fight for the pylon, and he gets in. Let's go. We just need defense to hold it down for 20 seconds to send this one to overtime, and they get the sack. Buffalo is actually going with the pass here, and we're gonna pick it off. I don't know what they were doing, but we get it down to the 10 with a chance to win the game, and we will kick the game-winning field goal with 5 seconds left. We steal one in the season opener. Jason was hurt for a lot of the second half, but had a great first half passing, so it is time time for a big test early in the season, taking on Oklahoma State at home. This one is not going to be easy, and we have a huge chunk play on the triple option on the first play. That's how we crack it open. These are the games we're going to have to win to make a splash for a potential New Year's 6 bowl bid, and our blocking has just been excellent to start this game. We've got to make sure we turn this into 7 points, and the boys came to play today, man. This is classic Army football right here. Jason is going to keep it again on the goal line, and we march right down the field on Oklahoma State, not showing any signs of weakness. But Oklahoma State quite literally answers on the next play. Like I said, this is not going to be easy. We're running our first pass play of the day on 3rd and 6, and Jason is way off the mark. Thankfully, defense does get a stop, and Jason just about got loose on the triple option, man. We're not going to just be able to win this game on the ground. We got to pass it a little bit, and Jason has a man wide open, but he brick hands it. Those are the plays we got to make if we want to win this game, and Jason finally picks up his first completion. This is where we tend to get hot, right before the second half where coach starts slinging the ball around a little bit, as we're hitting those easy curl routes for big games. It is critical that we score a touchdown on this drive, and Jason's going to get out of the pocket here, trying to create a big play. He makes a couple guys miss, and he is going to dive for the long touchdown run, his second of the day in the first half. But not only does Oklahoma State score before half, they score on the first drive coming out in the second half. Our defense has been great against weaker competition, but against a tough offense, they're struggling, and that just puts way more pressure on Jason to convert these third downs, but he's been doing it without a problem so far. Coach is keeping the ball in the air here in the red zone, as Jason just takes the safe dump off on the drag, and now we got 2nd and goal. Coach keeping the ball on the ground down here, and Riley's gonna pick up a big chunk. I'm not sure I like the speed option on 3rd and goal here, and he keeps it, not able to pick up the touchdown. We settle for a field goal. Oklahoma State answers with one of their own, and I am just not sure we have time to complete the comeback here. Jason's gonna have to move quick, but he has a huge play here, hitting his dude down the sideline, and that is just what we needed. I wish coach had started opening up the playbook a little bit earlier, because this burst of offense might be too little too late. We gotta punch it in on the goal line quick to give our defense time to work, and Jason gets out of the pocket again. Once again, he's gonna get into the end zone for his 3rd touchdown of the day. Let's go. All we need is one singular stop from our defense, but the Cowboys are gonna pick up the 3rd down. That might just be it. So sadly, we take our first loss of the season in heartbreaking fashion. Jason had almost 300 yards of total offense, but it wasn't enough. So after the tough loss to Oklahoma State, we gotta bounce back here against Ball State, and Jason has been erratic to start out this game. Hopefully Jason didn't use up everything in the tank against Oklahoma State. He finally gets a completion there, but an offense that went crazy against a Big 12 defense last week has not been able to move the ball at all today. But Jason seems to be finally getting into a rhythm before halftime. But he is going to have to convert a 4th and inches here. I'm not sure how I feel about the play call, but it is going to work out. Riley picks up the first down. I do not know why coach is running the ball here when we got one timeout, but Jason gets out a beautiful pitch, and Robinson powers his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Let's go. We're clinging to a 1-point lead here in the 3rd quarter, and Jason makes a beautiful throw up the seam, one of his best of the season. Always nice when coach gives him the chance to go vertical, and I'm loving these wheel routes. Robinson has been such a reliable receiver. A lot of these drives have been stalling out because of coach's insistence on running the ball, but this one is going to get into the end zone. That's Robinson again. That ends up being just what we needed to get the dub, and that was a great win to get back on track. Jason started out rough, but ends with almost 200 passing yards, so we arrive at another one of the toughest games on Jason's schedule this year. Kentucky's 1-5, but an SEC opponent is no joke, and if he's got any aspirations of taking Army to a New Year's 6 bowl, he is going to have to find a way to get the win today. This has been a solid drive, but we got to pick up this 3rd and 5, and Jason throws a dime. If dude could have stayed in bounds, that would have been a touchdown. But this is where it gets tough. 3rd and goal, and I hate that coach is taking the ball out of Jason's hands here. That's going to go absolutely nowhere. So we have to settle for 3, and Kentucky goes down to get 7. Jason's got to put something together before halftime. This game might be tough, but I honestly feel like we've looked like the better team. Jason just needs to play like we know he can play to get this dub, and I actually like our play call on the goal line for once. That's going to get us down to the 1. All we got to do is get a couple of inches here, and Jason walks in for the easy touchdown. We take the lead with 52 seconds left. Not too shabby of a first half, man. We actually got a chance to take control of the game here, as Tyrell Robinson gets a block. That's a nice game. Jason has played pretty much mistake-free football this season. No fumbles or interceptions. Not that I'm trying to jinx it. He's been exactly what the Army offense needs him to be, an excellent facilitator of the triple option. But on 3rd and 7, I really hate that we are running a draw play. That'll of course go nowhere, but coach is going for it on 4th down. We are trying to get the win here. Unfortunately, Jason's really only got one read on this play, but he gets out of the pocket, and he's got the chance to get to the end zone here. Gets inside the 5. One of the biggest plays of the season so far, so we got a 1st and goal. Jason gets the pitch out, and that is money. He is hurt on the play, but after Kentucky scores, he gets right back in there. He's not trying to miss a drive for his team, and the triple option continues to work wonders. We've got a huge 3rd down with time ticking down in the 4th. Jason's gonna get out of the pocket again, and this time he's got a dude wide open. That'll that'll be a huge gain. But we're going to be faced with a third down near the goal line again here. Field goal is not going to cut it. And Jason will have to get out of the pocket. He's running for the pylon, and there's nobody there to get him. That might just ice this game. Nope. Kentucky goes down in 1 minute to get the touchdown. So now we need to pick up a first down. And Jason gets stuffed on the first play. I have a bad feeling that if we don't kill the clock on this drive, Kentucky's going to win this game. And on third down, Jason throws a pick. His first of the season comes at the worst time possible, and we go down to Kentucky. We had this game in the bag, and now Jason's going to have to lead a touchdown drive. But this game is still very much within reach. We're already to midfield. Sucks that a field goal won't tie it here. But Jason's moving the boys down the field steady. Coach has just got to keep calling this verticals play. And this time, Jason will get out the pocket. He's tired, but he still has some speed. Getting inside the 10. And coach is sticking with the verts play on the goal line, which I don't really get. I think it's just to clear people out so that Jason can run. But this time, he has nowhere to go. He throws it across his body to Riley. Very risky play. And we can afford to let a little bit of time run off the clock here. Jason's going to get out of the pocket again, and nobody can keep up with him. That should be the game winner. An absolutely massive win on the road as Jason balled out outside of that one interception. This Army team is on a roll. It feels like this is a team that might be able to win 10 games. And I would love if we could go 11-1. We could very easily be undefeated right now. But we could also very easily be 3-3. So maybe I should temper my expectations a little bit. We somehow got nothing out of that drive, but defense gets us a turnover. And fun fact, man, through 6 games, Jason only has 1 touchdown pass. I want to get another one here, and there it is, man. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, we just cannot seem to get a blowout in one of these games. Hopefully we can make something shake before half, and Alston makes a nice move to pick up a huge gain on the curl. Like I've been saying, man, right before halftime is our charm. Coach finally lets us start airing it out a little bit. If we're being honest, man, I think that Jason would do better in another offense. I think he could really be a star if he was playing somewhere with better receivers and stuff. But he's also been a perfect role player for this Army offense outside of his many injuries. His ability to scramble has been absolutely huge. And we got 13 seconds to try to get a touchdown here. Same play we got it on last time, and Jason throws a dot, but dude gets pushed out of bounds. So we probably got 1 shot at the end zone. And that is a dime, but Robinson drops it, bro. This is why we are not putting up 300-yard games right here, man. Jason's been playing some beautiful football today, though. Look at that touch pass to Robinson out of the pocket. Feels like we played spotless, but we're still only up by 3. Jason's able to scramble to pick up that first down, and we head to the 4th quarter 10-7. Touchdown here could put the game away, but we're faced with another 3rd down. And this time, Jason throws a dime. Our tight end breaks a tackle to get inside the 5. But you know what this means? Coach is going to start running these crappy run plays, and we get stuffed on 3rd and goal. I don't know why we're not just going with the power run, but thankfully defense gets a stop, so all we got to do is kill the clock. And they're going man coverage. Jason has to get out of the pocket, but he's got a lane up the middle. How do you defend this dude? So we get out of there with a dub that was maybe a little bit tighter than it should have been. Jason has a very efficient day. So here we go, taking on 7-0 undefeated Air Force. This is probably about as meaningful as this game has ever been, at least since the early 20th century. And we've got an early test with this 3rd and 6. Jason makes the right read with the check down to Robinson, his boy. Robinson has definitely been the MVP of this team outside of Jason, and he comes up with another 3rd down snag. We end up settling for a field goal though, and Air Force marches right down to get a touchdown. This one is not going to be easy. I still expect us to win this game, man. Air Force is not the toughest team we played in terms of overall, so this is going to be our chance before halftime. Those curl routes have just been killing Air Force all day, and Alston breaks loose. He's been pretty good after the catch, man. Jason does not yet have an incompletion on the day, and it's easy when Air Force just puts nobody on his number 1 receiver. Chance to take the lead here on 1st and goal. And Jason finds Robinson again. He's just short, so we're going to run the same play. This time Jason gets out of the pocket for the touchdown, but Air Force comes out after the half with a death march touchdown drive. So we get late into the 4th quarter with a 4-point deficit. Need to make something happen on this drive. We need to keep running these curls, man. Alston's just been crushing this corner, and he has a ton of space to run. He might have a shot, and he's going to get deep into Air Force territory. So we're threatening with 2 minutes left, but coach is insisting on running the ball on 3rd down. Thankfully, Jason fights to pick it up. But on 3rd and 2, we run a draw. That's going to be short. So this is the game. We're running the triple option on 4th and 2. Jason hands it off, and he is short. That was not the right read. But somehow we get the ball back. We've only got 24 seconds to score a touchdown, but Jason is going to have a chance to redeem himself. And Air Force is playing really conservative, but Robinson drops it, bro. That was Jason's first incompletion of the day, by the way. Jason might have RB deep here, but he is going to sail that. So it's looking tough, man. 3rd and 10. We needed to hit one of those pass plays, but Jason's got B deep. He hits him in stride, and Danian gets down inside the 10. So Jason and the boys are going to have 1 shot at the end zone, but Jason misses the throw. He had his dude open, and we take the loss to Air Force. Jason had a great passing game, couldn't convert when it counted, but this game was really on coach's play calling. Next up, we got got another tough challenge against Wake Forest. They're 6-3. And for a second there, I thought Jason was going to crib it on the first play. We're finally getting the passing game going here, and Alston makes a man miss. He has nothing but green grass in front of him, breaking another tackle for a massive gain. If Alston had any wheels, he would have a lot of touchdowns this year. And down here near the goal line, coach is elected to go for it on 4th down. Jason's going to have to get out of the pocket, delivers a strike to Robinson, but he drops it. Thankfully, our defense is going crazy right now. They force a turnover. So we got the chance to take the lead before halftime. Jason gets out of the pocket, and this time he delivers a touchdown strike on the bounce route. So we're going to head to the second half tied up with Wake Forest, and Jason has looked great passing the ball today. He's got 120 yards on only 3 completions, and getting out of the pocket and waiting for bounce routes has been the perfect solution to the pass rush. And on the goal line, we will punch it in for the touchdown to take the lead. But it seems like every time something goes right for this offense, Wake Forest answers back right away. We're just going to have to keep scoring, and with under 4 minutes left, this game is coming down to the wire. Coach is once again insisting on running the ball, but this time Jason gets loose. He's down the sideline, not quite enough speed to crib that. But now we've got a chance at the go-ahead touchdown. We need to make sure we take care of the ball here. But Reddick drops the pass on 2nd and long. So now we've got a huge 3rd and 13 to pick up. We've got the curl over the middle, and that's going to be just short. So we're going to go ahead and take the field goal. Thankfully, defense gets the stop we needed, so all we need to do is pick up 1 first down. And Jason's going to get out of the pocket here. He's got green grass in front of him, and he will pick up the first down and more, but he doesn't slide and fumbles it. An incredibly stupid decision from Jason leads to Wake Forest tying up the game. All he had to do is slide and the game would have been over, but he gets greedy. So now he has to lead another game-winning drive. That's a good start though. Just got to get into field goal range and take care of the ball. And he's going to scramble here. That should be enough to get our kicker in range. And now he's just got to be careful to not make any mistakes. Jason powers up the middle for a much-needed gain. We are passing the ball here. Jason's going to get out of the pocket, and he had Y open for a touchdown, but misses the throw. So we are going to pass for the 3rd and 2. Got to just take the safe read here. And once again, Jason gets out of the pocket. Looked like he had a man downfield for the touchdown, but this time he just takes off, not wanting to make another mistake. And on 3rd and goal, our kicker has a chip shot for the game-winning field goal. We will take home a big win on the road. A little bit closer than it should have been, but outside of that one mistake, Jason had an absolutely great game. So after the big win, we're taking on 6-2 Western Kentucky. Another road game that won't be as easy as it looks. We're off to a good start in this one, but Jason absolutely sails that 3rd down pass. And Western Kentucky's gonna tie it up. Like I said, man, they're no joke. Look, they got the stands packed and everything for us. And Jason puts way too much air under that ball. That's gonna be his 2nd interception of the season. Jason's touchdown interception ratio falls to 3-2. He is gonna get the chance to redeem himself before halftime, and RB is just wide open. A lot of these plays would be touchdowns if our receivers were a little bit faster, but still a huge game. Not sure why coach wants to run it here with 20 seconds left in the half. We ended up just playing for the field goal, and our kicker missed it. We were gonna continue to run that triple option to perfection though. Jason's been looking sharp apart from that one play. This time Jason's able to get in for the rushing touchdown. But we can never rest easy. Western Kentucky ties the game up with 1 minute left in the 4th. Jason's gonna have to lead a game-winning drive once again, but all we need is a field goal here, so we don't have to rush too much. And he's gonna get out of the pocket here. This should be enough to get us into field goal range. But I wouldn't mind if we could take this game out of the kicker's hands, especially when Jason is so dialed in. After a quiet start, he's up to 150 pass yards on the day, but he's not able to convert the 3rd and goal. So once again, it is gonna be up to the kicker, and once again he knocks it through to give us a clutch win. How many games this year have been decided in the last minute? Jason ends up having a pretty solid day. Jason and Army only have a couple games standing between them and a 10-win season, but this one is going to be tough. But we're finally going to get a big play here. Jason's running down the sidelines, picks up a huge block from number 88, and he takes it to the crib to get us started. A big play was exactly what this offense needed, and our defense has been really solid today. Jason's got a dude wide open before halftime, a better throw, and that could have turned into a touchdown. So we're on the move again with a minute and a half left. Plenty of time to work here, but faced with a 3rd and 14, this is going to be tough to pick up. Jason's going to get out of the pocket, and there is nobody in front of him. He has a shot to get a touchdown, and he tries to stiff arm his way in, but he fumbles it. That's going to be a touchback. Absolutely brutal turn of events as we get nothing there. Jason has really got to learn when to slide, and Jason's getting out of the pocket again, fighting for the first down, fumbles again, but this time out of bounds. We are going for it on 4th and 1, and I absolutely despise this call, but Robinson's going to pick it up. Faced with another 3rd down, we're going triple option, and Jason's just going to keep this up the middle, powering down to the 1. Unfortunately, this is usually where our play calling gets kind of weird. Jason has no time to get that out, and he fumbles it again, bro. I believe that is his 3rd fumble of the day, but with defense playing so well, all we got to do is run out the clock here. We're going to have to convert this 3rd down though, and Jason will get out of the pocket, throwing it to Reddick on the run, but he drops it. Stanford kills almost the entire clock on a touchdown drive, and now Jason has just 50 seconds to work. He's getting out of the pocket here, but he's tired from so much scrambling and fumbling today. Stanford's man coverage has been boxing our receivers up for the most part. And Jason just takes the check down there. That's not going to cut it. We're going to have to push the ball down the field and take some risks. And Jason's going to get out of the pocket here. This is always a huge asset in the 2-minute drill. Probably should have slid there. So 3rd and 2, no timeouts left. And Stanford's going man coverage again. Jason gets out of the pocket, and this time he gets the touchdown. This one is headed to overtime, and Stanford wastes no time in getting a touchdown. Another pressure drive for Jason. He's going to have to get out of the pocket here again. This time he wisely slides down. But after a run for loss on 2nd down, we got a 3rd and 6. Jason has a man wide open, but he drops it. So this is the game, man. 4th and 6, and there is nobody open. Jason gets out of the pocket again and delivers a strike to Riley on the improvisation. And on the 1-yard line, Jason is going to punch it in himself to tie it up. We are headed to a 2nd overtime. We cannot settle for a field goal here. Jason's got to lead another touchdown drive, and that's one of his first easy completions of the day. Alston stiff arms a dude to get into the end zone for a huge touchdown. Let's go. Defense has a chance to win us the game on 4th and 10, and they are going to do it with an interception. We pull off the huge win on the road, and Jason made some mistakes but really clutched up when it counted. So going into the biggest game of the season, we are sitting at a very respectable 9-2 record, but trying to get out of the pocket, Jason takes a sack. That's something you don't see a lot from him. But on 3rd down, he throws a beautiful touch pass to pick up a huge gain. We got a chance to get things started with a touchdown here, but that gets deflected at the line, bounces around a little bit. Coach is elected to go for it on 4th down, and Jason's gonna have to get out of the pocket again. Not a lot of room, but he makes it work. Tries to put his head down at the goal line, but gets killed. But after a couple of huge conversions, we got it at the 1, and our fullback will punch it in. We're off to a good start against a solid Navy team as defense continues to ball out. Navy has been sending a ton of pressure, which Jason will make them pay for on occasion. Midshipmen have really been playing the run, but before half, we're all pass game. Baker drops that pass though. I really wish we could get our boy some better receivers, and he's gonna take another sack on 2nd down. Jason's taken a few sacks in this game, not something you normally see from a quarterback who gets out of the pocket a ton. And on 3rd down, he's not able to convert with a scramble. Thankfully, our defense has just been so good, but our receivers continue to drop these wide open passes. Jason's had to work really hard today when his dudes have butterfingers like this, and his line has not been giving him great protection. He's had to get the ball out quick, but he finds the big tight end here, and dude might actually have space to get the touchdown. The big man is gonna take it 66 yards to the crib. So despite a half filled with drops from our wide receivers, Jason has well over 100 yards passing, and with the way our defense is playing, we are well in control of this game in the 4th quarter as Jason picks up a big 1st down there. That should probably kill Navy's hopes at a comeback as they have no timeouts now, but just for some style points, we're throwing the ball here. Jason's got a man open, but it gets swatted away, and it seems like coach wants to rub it in on Navy a little bit. We're passing the ball again here. Once again, Jason gets out of the pocket, and he's got a lot of speed. He might have a shot getting inside the 5. I figure we should try to get Jason one more touchdown before we get out of here. He is going to pick it up on 3rd and goal, capping off an excellent day for our boy as we dominate Navy to get our 10th win of the season. Jason balled out despite a lack of support from his dudes on offense. So we're taking on Cincinnati in the Armed Forces Bowl, and our offense is already driving it. We've got a 3rd and goal here. We're just running this slant play, and Jason finds his man who holds on for a nice catch. Love to see coach coming out passing the ball a little bit. We're definitely going to have to pass it here on 3rd and 24. Jason has a man open but doesn't set his feet for the throw. That's a terrible pick. So Cincinnati takes the lead. Jason's going to try to improvise here, showing that he can still sling the ball around as he finds Robinson deep downfield. Jason is by no means an elite player, but he's had his moments where he's looked spectacular this season as he delivers another dime to Alston. One of the biggest problems for him is that our passing playbook is so limited. He has to kind of make do with these same plays over and over again, and you've got to wonder how he would do in a normal offense. He's trying to pick up his 2nd passing touchdown of the day, but our receiver brickhands it. That has become a theme down the stretch this season, but we're running the same play here, and this time Alston comes down with it. A very trusting throw from Jason there, and we got a chance to crack this thing open before halftime. 33 seconds left, and you know Jason's gonna get out of the pocket here. He has a man deep downfield, but a great play from the safety to swat it away. Jason's thrown the ball a shocking 17 times in this half. Seems like coach is letting the reins loose a little bit in the bowl game, and why not, man? Next year is Jason's senior season. If we're gonna make a run at a really special year, he's gonna have to throw the ball a lot next year, and he's trying to make something happen before halftime here, but his receivers are just not on today. So it's gonna be a Hail Mary from the 45-yard line, and low-key he actually has a man deep, but not enough arm to complete it. That's gonna be a pick. We saw some of the limitations of Jason's passing ability there. He's really not a deep ball guy. He's best when he can make quick reads like that one, and really on a lot of these plays he needs to get out of the pocket to be successful. It's unfortunately not a play style that would translate to the NFL, but it does the job for what Jason's team needs from him. And on 3rd and goal, he picks up his third passing touchdown of the day, a career high for sure. It looks like we're going to be able to get out of here with a win. But before we go, Jason has some more dots for Cincinnati, finding Terry Williams, the tight end, deep downfield, trying to make those stats look nice before we get out of here, and he's got the perfect hole on the QB ISO to get in there. Defense gets a turnover, so why not keep it going? Same play and same result, 27-yard touchdown scamper. His offense has one of its best days ever as we hang 34 on Cincinnati and finish the season with a shocking 11 wins. Jason had 5 touchdowns that game. Jason's passing stats may not look very impressive until you consider the offense that he has to play for here. He had over 1,000 rushing yards and 16 touchdowns on the season, and next year he is going to try to take Army to an undefeated season. Since Jason will have to go fight in World War III next year, he isn't thinking about the NFL at all, so his dreams are limited to college football. In his last year, he wants to take Army to an undefeated season in the college football playoffs against all odds and win a Heisman trophy along the way. We'll see if he can achieve his goals and end his football career as a hero. So it's time for the first game of Jason's senior season. His goal this year is to take Army to an undefeated record, but he is going to have to try to do it with a 75 overall offense that's already dropping passes. He will convert the 3rd and long to get things started though. It may be far-fetched, but Jason has dreams of getting Army to the college football playoff, and it's looking really far-fetched with the way our receivers are playing. But one thing we do have is a defense Jason can work with, and this time he's just going to take the dump off on 3rd down. That'll be enough for a big gain as Johnson is loose, and he might have a shot to take this to the crib. The check down will turn into a 63-yard touchdown. Let's go. Our kicker misses the extra point, but that's a great start to this game. It's nice to know we have someone who can move a little bit at halfback, and Jason has tons of room on the triple option. That was blocked beautifully, and this offense is out to an electric start. Boston College answers with a touchdown of their own, and Jason takes a sack on the first play of the drive. So we've got our work cut out for us here. Jason's gonna get out of the pocket this time, and that's an insane catch by Reddick. So after those early drops from our receivers, they're making plays here before the half. I'm gonna give Johnson another crack at it. He is really showing some ability to run after the catch. After a patchy start, this passing game is looking like it might be pretty effective this season. We've definitely got a little bit more speed than we had before, but those drops are going to continue to be a problem. I think that's the 3rd one of the game, and Jason's not going to see anyone open here. He gets out of the pocket with a blocker in front of him, and he is going to power down to the 1-yard line. Thought we might have broken the plane. And on 1st and goal, Jason will keep it himself for an easy touchdown. We're picking off where we left off in the bowl game last year. Unfortunately, Boston College's offense has been pretty solid too, so we got to keep our foot on the gas here, and that's a great block by number 39. We might have a shot on this play. We just need one block from 81, and he can't get it for us. But Jason with a couple big runs, he's up over 100 yards, and we're able to get the touchdown, but backed up on our own one. He's gonna have to improvise and throws a dot to Burks. Jason's played pretty much spotless football today, and Brooks comes up with the catch once again. Tons of room to run after the snag. That'll be a 40-yard gain. Jason's nearing 200 passing yards on the day, and coach is actually letting us sling it around here. He's gonna improvise again here, but that's gonna turn into a pick. Dude catches it on the deflection. So this game is not over. We still got to kill the clock, but Jason will take it up the middle, make a nasty cut to get out near midfield, and Boston College has to take a timeout. But after a couple of stuffed run plays, we're faced with a 3rd and 8. Jason's gonna take this himself, and he has great blocking to pick up the 1st down and more, and that should put the icing on this game. All we've got to do is make sure we hold on to the ball here, and our blocking has undeniably been great this game. Jason's gonna get in for another long touchdown run to cap this off, and we come away with a solid opening game win against Boston College. Jason probably had the best rushing day of his career, almost 200 yards. So after the big win in game 1, Jason's taken on another ACC foe in Duke, getting this started with a tight completion on 3rd down. Honestly surprised our receiver caught that with the rain pouring down. And on this 3rd down, Jason's taking off. He has tons of space, might have a chance to take this to the crib, but he fumbles it into the end zone. Bro, that was a patented Jason Miller play right there. I couldn't not go for the touchdown on that play. You have to understand. Someone in the comments called him Jason Mayhem Miller. I think that's exactly right. Jason has shown over the course of his career that he really does not like to slide. But then again, I feel like that's kind of what you want out of an Army quarterback. This has been an absolute slog of a game since that fumble, as Jason has been getting no protection whatsoever in the pocket. For some reason, coach has been calling really long developing routes. Jason's got to get back to those quick reads, and this one will work out. But sadly, on 3rd and 1, Jason's going to be short on the triple option, and Duke goes ahead and takes the lead. Got to do something before halftime here, man. We just cannot get any time to work. That pass pro is really going to hold us back this year. Jason's going to have to get out of the pocket on almost every drop back, but if I have to do it, I will. We are going to find a way to win games this year. Jason getting creative here, once again refuses to slide, and once again fumbles it. This has been been a brutal offensive game as our defense comes up with a pick, and this time Jason is going to slide after the third down conversion. Jason's actually had a good statistical game outside of the fumbles. He's just got to clean up those mistakes. We end up having to settle for a field goal on that drive as our offensive misery continues. I just know Duke's going to come up with a touchdown eventually, so we have to keep doing what we can to run this triple option offense. And Jason has really got to slide from now on. We cannot afford any more turnovers, but some risks are going to need to be taken. We're faced with a 3rd and 7, and Jason gets that out just in time. Those are the quick reads that we need. Even though that was just a curl route, Jason got hit a second after he threw it, and these rollouts are what we need. A's going to come wide open in the end zone. Jason slings it, but his dude is out of bounds. That was a risky throw too. Now we're going to have to make some magic on another 3rd and long, and Jason throws his man open, but he drops it in the rain, and coach has decided to go for it. So this 4th and 10 may very well decide the game. Jason has a man open, and this time dude catches it, thank God. We desperately need to punch it into the end zone here, and Jason does it. Finally doesn't fumble this time. Now we just need defense to come up with a stop, and defense does the trick, so we just got to hold on to this lead for 3 minutes. For some reason coach is still passing it, and Burks drops it. That was almost a disaster. This has been one of our worst games in terms of Butterfingers. On 3rd and 6, Jason gives his dude the chance to make a play, and he converts. For all of Jason's fumbles today, he has made the right reads in the passing game, but on this 3rd down he gets hit in the backfield, and that will be his 3rd fumble of the day. Duke goes and gets the touchdown, misses the 2-point conversion. So it looks like Jason might just get bailed out. We pick up the 1st down, and that should do it for this one. The absolute definition of an ugly win. Jason is still running the ball after a ton of fumbles today, and he's gonna get down the sidelines, even making a move. Jason continues to live life on the edge, but gets his team a win just barely. So we moved to 2-0 on the season after a gross game. So Jason is hoping to have a cleaner game against Rice today. Coach is letting us sling the ball on the first play, and with nobody open, Jason takes off. This time he will indeed get out of bounds. I really do not want to see this man have a single fumble today, but it is hard when we just get bum rushed in the backfield like this. This offensive line is definitely worse than it was last year, and Rice gets a touchdown to take the lead on their first drive. This game might just be more difficult than expected, and Jason fits that into a minuscule window. Very risky touch pass. Even against Rice, Jason's had to get really creative to pick up yards, and he just gets killed there. I know I need to start sliding, but it's just not in Jason's DNA. And this is why, man. He breaks off a big run, but we cannot get shoestring there. Come on now. I want to upgrade Jason's speed just a little bit more so that can be a house call. And on 3rd and 6, we got nobody open. Jason's just going to dump it off, and dude will at least get close to the 1st down. So we're going for the 4th and inches. Rice is stacking the box, knowing exactly what's coming. But Jason gets through the hole, and he might have a shot to get into the end zone, stiff arming his way down to the 1. We're able to punch it in with the toss play, but Rice answers with another 3 points. They have been tough to stop on offense, and Jason's gonna have to lead a touchdown drive before half. That is not helpful. Jason would have a clean completion percentage if it weren't for all these drops, and with the blitz coming in his face, he wisely takes the dump off there. So we got a minute before halftime. Rice has been sending the dogs, and Jason has had to get out of the pocket a lot. He's gonna make a crazy cut here, and he's out in open space, getting inside the 20. The speed upgrades are really proven to pay off in this game so far, but Jason's been struggling to find people open in the passing game. So that brings up another big time 3rd and 9. This time Jason fits it into another tight window. Great catch by Williams. So Army will punch it in to reclaim the lead. We need to get some points here for me to be comfortable in this game, and Jason continues to have nobody open downfield. The improvisation is just what we got to do right now. Jason has seriously been playing backyard football today. He has not had time for normal reads, and he's been running the ball all over the field. Look at this stiff arm to get him inside the 20. A man with a stiff arm like that should never slide. Jason's averaging like 17 yards per rush right now, and on this 3rd and goal, our only possible read is Y. So Jason's gonna have to get out of the pocket, trying to improvise again, but that was a nice play by the linebacker. But our dude misses the field goal, so going into the 4th, we're still only up by 4, and Jason's receivers continue to get absolutely clamped. He is going to have to throw this one away. So frustratingly enough, Rice takes a 3-point lead. Feels like it is Jason against the world right now, especially when his dude just runs out of bounds on the triple option. Like, come on, man. I don't know what more I gotta do right now. We literally get tackled before we can take a step. So now we got a 3rd and 11. We're gonna have to try to run this crappy curls play against man coverage, and Jason steps up in the pocket, putting his head down to get it to 4th and 2. We're gonna have to hurry it up and go for it, and we've got the dump off to RB, thank God. Jason fighting to keep this undefeated season alive with 2 minutes left. We cannot lose to Rice after those 2 big wins. And he's gonna get out of the pocket again here. Slide, Jason, slide. You better believe Jason's gonna get out of the pocket on just about every play. He should have a receiver open for a touchdown, but it just bounces off of dude's hands. Playing for the Army offense is so insanely frustrating. I was hoping we'd improve after last year, but Jason is still a one-man show. This time, dude catches it. And Jason is dog tired right now. He is not going to be able to get out of the pocket as easily. And he takes a tight window to B. That could have easily been an interception. So with a minute left, we'll let some time trickle off the clock here. Season comes down to this. Jason takes a sack. Thankfully, coach calls a timeout so he gets a little bit of time to rest. But he is still gassed, trying to make something happen on the 4 verts play. That's a big pickup. But infuriatingly, coach is going with a fullback draw on 3rd and 4. And our dude gets stopped short. We're going to have to settle for a stupid field goal. And for some reason, we kick it with like 20 seconds left on the clock. Now Rice has the chance to get into field goal range. Thankfully, defense will stop him short of what they need. So all we got to do is bat down this Hail Mary. And oh god, that looks scary, man. I thought they were going to catch that. So we head to overtime on the road against Rice. Hardly getting a break. Jason's going to come out on offense first. And we're already taking a shot here on 2nd and 9. Jason knows he's going to have no time in the pocket, so he gets out of there and slings it. That'll get us to the 5. So 1st and goal. Love that coach is going with a pass play here. But I am not going to pass this ball. 0%. Jason will take it into the end zone on his feet. Rice answers right back on their first drive, but on their second drive, they get nothing. So now we just got to take care of the ball. I don't know why we're going with such an aggressive play call, but it's going to work out unless our dude drops the wide open touchdown. I thought that was like 100% a completion. Jason's going to take it himself here. I'm not convinced our field goal kicker won't miss our kick at this point. So I want to just run it into the end zone here. On 1st and goal, Jason takes a big hit. So we really just got to make sure we take care of the ball here. We're just going to toss it out so it's up to our field goal kicker, and he will not get through to give us a very, very close win. It was an interesting game as Jason just completely put the team on his back. So after a couple of very ugly wins, we are back at home taking on Western Kentucky. And at this point, I'm convinced that no game will be an easy one. They box up our receivers on this first drive. So we end up going down 6-0 at the start of the game. But Jason has a ton of space here on the option. We just need one block and he should be gone, jetting down the sideline for his longest play of the season. Let's go. That might even be the longest play of his career. So a good start on offense for our boy, but Western Kentucky came to play today. Coach has been going run heavy, so we got a 3rd and 10. But that is an easy pickup. Jason hits his dude over the middle. I'm just waiting for Jason to get enough coach trust that he has a say in the play calling, because I don't know why we're running a halfback pass. We can't even protect our quarterback and we're running that. On 3rd and 18, we're going to hit the curl, but that's going to be way short. Some people say that's why you don't run curls on 3rd and 18. But defense gets us the ball right back. Hopefully we can put it into the end zone here. And Jason's at least had a little bit more time to work in the pocket today. He's going to get out of it here, and he has RB just wide open. So we are officially in business on this drive. This is where it gets tricky though, man. We've been having problems with red zone offense this whole series. Jason is really just not a power runner. And on 3rd and inches, coach is going to throw it, which I like, because that gives us the option to scramble. We got to get away from that quick D end, and he is not able to get us. We get in there. If we were just a second slower, we would have got shoestring. But nothing comes easy with this team. Western Kentucky goes right down for the score. Jason's going to get out of the pocket again, and once again has that wheel route wide open. That is our money route combo right there. Once again, coach is going to run this halfback pass thing. I don't understand why this is in the playbook. And once again, on 3rd and 17, we are running a curls play. This time it might actually work out. Our wide receiver breaks a tackle, and what do I know, I guess. So we got the chance to take control of this game here. Jason continues to run the triple option beautifully, and he's going to have to run it good here to pick up this 3rd down. He will keep it himself this time, take it up the middle, and if we got one block, we might have been gone. Once again, faced with a 3rd and long, Jason has completed 7 straight passes. He doesn't have a lot of options on this play, so he's going to do his thing. This time, the Hilltoppers are ready for it. Jason ends up chucking it across the field and actually completing that, which will give us just enough room to go for it. Jason gets out of the pocket again, once again chucks it up, but this time it is not going to work out at all. The big man has it going the other way, and Jason's going to have to make the tackle himself. It was a desperation style play as Western Kentucky has Jason figured out. He is probably going to have to lead this drive while staying inside the pocket, but he escapes it this time with a lot of room, zigzagging around defenders to get into Hilltopper territory. Those Army receivers just keep on getting clamped up in man coverage. Anytime a team goes zone, Jason tends to tear him up, and it is a-okay if we take some time off the clock here. We continue to just plug away at that wheel route. And down here near the goal line, this is where coach starts running it heavy, and a lot of the time that has not worked out for us. I don't know why coach is calling a timeout here. I spend all this time trying to run the clock down, and then he just calls a timeout for Western Kentucky. This is the perfect call here on 1st and goal. I'm going to check for the drag, then get out of the pocket. Looks like number 29 is blitzing, and the drag is not open. We're getting out of the pocket, and Jason gets stood up at the 1. So now we got to go hurry up. We're just running the same play here, and this time the drag is open. That should hopefully be the game-winning touchdown. Jason clutches up, and we get out of there with yet another tight win. Nothing has come easy, but Jason has continued to show that he's a winner, putting up a really nice stat line today. And here is a shocker. Jason has made an appearance at number 2 on the Heisman watch after that game. Really was not expecting that, but he's been putting up big rushing stats. So Jason will have the chance to defend his Heisman status against Miami of Ohio. Definitely a surprise for him to appear on there, but he's got daylight on this first play, maybe proving those voters right, as he is going to break it open for a 75-yard scamper on the first play. That was pretty much the best start we could have asked for on offense, but Miami goes right down to take the lead. So we got to keep our foot on the gas here. 3rd and 5. Jason has an easy dump off, but he's taken off again. There was a dime to Burks, which gets dropped. Jason's receivers have the worst hands in the nation, and for some reason our blockers just totally ignore that guy. Would have been a touchdown, but instead we get lit up. So we got another 3rd and 5 to convert, and if this dude drops this, I swear to God, okay, Lucky Brooks comes down with it, but a fumble from our running back on the next play. And after our great start, Miami of Ohio has taken a 2-score lead in this one. Definitely not what I was expecting. Jason is going to chuck up a deep ball here, and what a catch from Rob Baker. I was talking bad about the receivers, but that's as nice of a play as you'll ever see. And right after I say that, Burks drops an easy one. Jason's just going to keep plugging away and spreading the ball all over the field. But anytime we get past a certain point on the field, coach decides to just put it in a lockbox and run. It's going to work out here beautifully though. The pitch out to Brooks is going to get us inside the 5, and we punch it in with the fullback dive. Unfortunately, our defense just cannot get a stop today. We're going to need to keep pouring on the points, and Jason is dialed in right now. He's been making this offense work with no time in the pocket, and he launches up a deep ball there. Another great catch by one of our receivers. And on the ensuing kickoff, defense gets us a turnover. We are backed up to 3rd and 14 here. So Jason's going to have to trust his receiver, and a great catch from Reynolds. Man, the receiver's been showing out since I talked crap. Unfortunately, we're having a little bit of trouble on the goal line here. So this is an absolutely huge 3rd and goal, and Jason gets tackled well short. So we end up settling for the field goal. Miami gets the touchdown. And for some reason, coach is still going with run calls here. Very frustrating play calling. We really need to be working quickly, and Jason hasn't gotten a lot of scrambles going, but he's got some space here, gets across midfield. We need to give our defense as much time as possible to make a stop. Miami just going straight man coverage. Jason's gonna get out of there again. We will do this all day if we need to, and Jason might have a chance getting down inside the 20 this time. Jason's almost to 150 rush yards on the day, and he is absolutely dog tired trying to make something happen. He's gonna have to slide down though. It's been one of Jason's best days statistically, and he's able to get us into the end zone there. So we need defense to make a stop, and they get it. A minute 42 for Jason to lead a game-winning drive and potentially put a seal on a Heisman performance. He's been scrambling a ton on these last couple of drives because our receivers have been getting clamped up. The wear and tear is starting to get to him a little bit though. He's gonna pass the ball here, and a beautiful catch from Brooks. Some nice run after the catch too. This is one of Jason's most efficient passing days ever. And dude was offsides, tackles us from behind. I've never seen that before. Coach has decided it's a good idea to run the ball here. Really do not like this. I'm not taking any risks. So as long as coach is running the ball, we're gonna run that clock down as much as possible. And Jason just barely gets that pitch off to make it 3rd and manageable. But then coach sabotages our clock chew and calling a timeout. Absolutely nonsensical game management. We got to pick up this 3rd and 4, and we should have B. Burks hangs on to it. Let's go. We will have a chance for a last-second game winner. Jason's gonna get out of the pocket, and nobody will be able to keep up with him. He breaks the plane for what should hopefully be the game-winning touchdown. And we got a chance at a 2-point conversion as well. I know we've got A open there somewhere, but Brooks gets stopped short. So we cannot let Miami get into field goal range here. Quarterback's got way too much time in the pocket, and he's hucking it up deep. Time expires. That was scary. So the undefeated record stays alive behind one of Jason's best performances ever, probably his best. Almost 400 total yards and 4 touchdowns, including the game winner. So Jason Miller is number 1 on the Heisman watch. Who would have thought? Nothing too crazy on the passing stats, but averaging 10 yards per carry on the ground. So next up, we are taking on 97 overall Wake Forest. So despite Wake Forest's 1-2 record, this is probably the most talented team we'll play all year. We are already faced with a 3rd and 6, but that'll be an easy dump off on the curl route. I'm hoping we get some good play calling today, and B is just wide open there. I don't know what the heck happened with the coverage, but that's as good of a start as we could have asked for. I know for sure Wake Forest is going to put up points today, so we got to keep our foot on the gas. And once again, the coverage just totally busts. Don't know what's going on with this Demon Deacon defense. That cornerback on the right side has just been throwing for Wake Forest so far. Jason's faced with a 3rd down here, but he's going to get out of the pocket, trucking his way into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the day. And he is hyped after that one. Like I said though, Wake Forest is going to put up points. I would not count on our defense to get too many stops today. But it looks like Wake Forest defense is pretty trash too. Receivers got to catch that there, man. The curse of the receiver brick hands continues, as I thought we were going to have a whole shot to that outside receiver. Instead, the cornerback plays it perfectly. Y'all see Jason laying down the hit stick though. So an antsy throw there is the first mistake of the day for Jason. But this Wake Forest defense has just been terrible. That should have been a touchdown if we put a little bit more air under it. Despite Jason's mistakes, he's having one of his best passing games, 150 yards in the first half. Gotta make sure we turn it into a touchdown. And the curl route has been easy money all day. 187 passing yards for Jason now. So we head to halftime clinging onto a 1-point lead. Gotta keep the pedal to the metal here. And a beautiful pitch from Jason is gonna result in a big play. So offense is in business once again. And we got a receiver wide open. Burgess does not have the speed to get away, but still a huge play. And remember, man, we're playing against a 95 overall defense. They have not been playing like it, but still. All right, this is a big time third down. Cannot leave any points on the field here. And once again, man, Jason just doesn't put enough air under that. That is a terrible pick. Thankfully, defense finally gets a stop, but we just got to be better than that. It's hard to not keep looking at B though, because that corner keeps getting cooked. We just need to make sure we don't make that throw before we're sure it's there. Going into the fourth, we got a big time 3rd and 4. Jason's just going to take the drag for the easy first down. I have loved how much coaches let us pass the ball today. And we got B wide open inside the 5. So 1st and goal, a chance to make this a comfortable lead. And Jason is going to pitch it out a little bit too early. Really wish coach would just call a pass play here. We're going to have to do it with the triple option. And they are all over that right now. So 3rd and goal, man. Here we go. Just over 2 minutes left in the game. And Jason is going to get out of the pocket. Very risky throw. Should have probably just taken off. So we get the field goal there. And what do you know? Wake Forest goes down to take the lead. How many times have we had this exact scenario, man? Jason is able to get out to midfield. So we're already close to field goal range. We need to make sure we don't throw a pick here. And I am nervous after those first couple. I don't know how we got out of the pocket there. And Jason fumbles the ball. Thankfully, Markel Johnson recovers. Not a slide next time, dude. Almost a season-altering mistake, and Jason is not scared to continue scrambling. That is going to get him near 100 yards rushing on the day. And this will be another Heisman-worthy performance if we can punch it in. Coach is going with this hated speed option on 1st and goal. And I am not pitching that. I'm too scared. I'm going to let this clock run just about all the way down. And on 2nd and goal, we've got the dump off. Dude comes up with a huge catch. That's our boy Markel Johnson. And we get out of there with a gigantic dub against Wake Forest. Jason had a couple interceptions on the day, but had his career high in passing yards, I believe, with 4 touchdowns. So after that performance, Jason stays atop the Heisman watch. So with a 6-0 record, somehow this Army team still is not ranked. The disrespect is absolutely unreal. I feel like if we get to 7-0, they can't possibly not rank us. And Jason has kind of been thinking in the back of his mind that if he leads this team to an undefeated season, they could have a shot at the college football playoff. But we got to start getting that ranking up sooner. It's not going to happen. We got a 3rd and 17 here early in this game, and Jason takes a sack. So we're clinging on to a 3-point lead here. Haven't been able to do a whole lot on offense. Hopefully we can find that before halftime magic here, as Jason's only been allowed to throw the ball 2 times today after his performance last week. Jason's going to get out of the pocket here, throw a strike to Brooks that gets dropped. Seems like Jason's best dots always go through the hands of his receivers, but that is the perfect route to cut up that coverage, and Baker's going to get a big gain. I would really love to have a game that wasn't super close one time this season, as our receivers continue to drop Jason's dots, but this one should be a touchdown, bro. Like, come on, man. If Jason was on any other team, I think it would be smooth sailing for him, but he's having to fight against the world right now. Gotta punch it in for the touchdown here. Jason's gonna have to get out of the pocket, and he takes the sack. So 3rd and 14, cannot get tackled short of the sticks. Jason's only really got 1 read, and it is probably good he did not catch this thing. This is Jason's worst game in terms of efficiency because he's 3 for 9, but it's literally just because his wide receivers have been dropping every other pass. He has not been great on the ground either, with only 2 yards of carry, and curls are really the only thing we've been able to get going today. So coaches decided to make the curl our only read on the field, which is actually going to work out beautifully this time. I don't know why they're not looking for it. I'm waiting for one of those big plays that Jason's been breaking off this season, but instead it is going to be a big play for the other team. We put it on the deck and they recover. I thought our offense was starting to get it figured out, but it has just been a terrible day today. EMU's offense thankfully has not been much better, but our defense isn't going to be able to hold them off forever, and Jason just completely misses the check down there. I don't know what's going on with our boy, but he is going going to have to lead yet another game-winning touchdown drive. And coach is just really dedicated to running this curl flat play right now. So all we got to do is get into field goal range here. Got to be careful to not throw a pick, as coach continues to call this stupid play over and over again, and Jason continues to make it work. That should put us in field goal range, but I'm not trying to leave this to the hands of my kicker. I don't know what's going on with Jason's accuracy today though. So 3rd and 12, I'm going to let some time trickle off the clock, and I'm just going to scramble. No point in risking the interception here. We will slide down. Not going to take any risk on 2nd and goal here. We will just center that ball for our kicker, and Jason leads yet another game-winning drive. It was a bad day for the offense, to put it lightly, as Jason has 0 touchdowns. That is not going to be good for the Heisman hopes. So next up, Jason has the chance to truly put his team on the map with a win over number 4 Penn State. They're 99 overall across the board. This is the biggest game of Jason Miller's life. If he can lead Army to a win on the road at number 4 Penn State, the Black Knights will be in the playoff picture, as he picks up a huge 3rd down to Burks there. Jason has never played in an environment like this before, so it's good to see him making a big play early, and coach is really going heavy run to start this out. We're going to have a 4th and 1 trying to run this sweep, and I don't know why you're taking the ball out of Jason's hands on both 3rd and 4th down. We turn it over, and Penn State instantly scores a touchdown. Our play calling has been horrendous so far, but Jason continues to play gutsy on these 3rd downs, and all we need to move the ball is for coach to call pass plays. Our typical strategies aren't going to work against this defense, and the quarterback scramble is definitely going to be a huge factor today, because this Penn State defense brings a lot of pressure. Going into the 2nd quarter, we got another 3rd down, and Jason will come up with another huge completion. Lucky Brooks almost got out of there for the touchdown, and I'm going, hurry up, man. I'm not trying to have coach sabotage us with his terrible goal line play calling. Unfortunately, Jason takes the sack there. We had a wide open, so a big time 3rd and goal down by 7 points. Jason's going to take off again, and this time he gets into the end zone. We tie this game up, but I have a feeling our defense is not going to get us too many stops today. This game is setting up to be an offensive battle for the ages. It is the one-man show against a team full of talent, and Jason has gotten off to a great start passing the ball. Gonna try to run the clock down a little bit here so Penn State doesn't have the chance to score, but Jason takes the sack. That is not good. Gotta make those reads quicker, man. We have almost no time in the pocket, and now we're gonna have to try to convert a 3rd and 26. Jason is gonna have to do this all himself. He's chucking it downfield to Brooks, who just barely comes open at the last second. Jason has over 150 yards passing in the first half, and he will punch it into the end zone here. Since the start of this game, this has been a shootout, and Jason is gonna have to keep piling on the points. Big time 3rd and 1, and we're going with the triple option. Jason will just keep that and put his head down, as this actually has not been a good day for Jason rushing. He hasn't been able to get loose so far, and he's been taking a lot of sacks. Penn State's done a good job of bottling him up. Gonna have to make some magic again on this 3rd down, but he has the wheel route wide open, easy money. So we got the ball deep in Penn State territory, and Jason has a ton of room here, but he is fatigued from all that running around. If Jason had fresh legs, that probably would have been a touchdown, and we're running this stupid halfback pass. It actually works out this time. No idea why we are running that in the red zone. No idea why we keep trying these stupid speed options either. So Jason's faced with another 3rd down here. He's flush from the pocket, looking much slower than normal, but he's still able to pick up the first. Jason has been an Iron Man today, and coach is still asking him to run the ball here, as he gets down to the 1, and we are going full power option on 2nd and goal. This time Jason will walk into the end zone. So with 3 minutes left, we tie up the game, and now a chance for the win if we can just pick up this 3rd and long. Jason's gonna have to get that out quick, and he throws a strike to Reynolds. Jason is 14 for 15 passing today, and he has been in this situation before, and we should run a little bit of clock here because a field goal will win us the game. Jason throws on the run to Reddick, who looks totally lost, but that's almost a 1st down. So a massive 3rd and 1 here, and Jason is gonna do his thing, scrambling and barely able to pick up the first. All we gotta do is get 20 more yards and we're in our kicker's range, as Jason's just gonna take the easy dump off here to run some more time off the clock. On 2nd and 4, he throws a strike, but it is dropped. That was almost intercepted. So now this is a huge 3rd and 4 right on the edge of field goal range, and Jason just barely escapes the pocket. He's got green grass ahead of him, and he will slide down with 30 seconds left. So it is up to our kicker to win the game, and he drills it. Jason pulls off an absolutely incredible upset thanks to the best passing game of his life, 16 for 18 on the day. After the win at Penn State, we are up to number 5 in the rankings, and Jason sits atop the Heisman watch. I never would have thought us being ranked number 5 was possible at the start of the season. All we got to do is not choke against these weaker teams, and we have a serious shot at making it into the college football playoff. Look at Jason getting off the miracle pitch for a big gain. This is just what our boy does on a daily basis. And on 3rd and 4, he stays in the pocket, calmly makes the read. Big mistake. Next time we are in that situation, we need to scramble and get out of the pocket, because we don't don't even have time to throw a curl route. And after our win against Penn State, we are on upset alert on the road. But look at this absolute dime from Jason. Coach has got to keep letting us throw the ball, especially after what we showed last week. This time Jason is going to get out of the pocket, and he has B wide open downfield. Just got to punch it in on the goal line, which is never easy in this offense. And faced with a 3rd and goal, we're running slants. Nobody open, but no problem for Jason. We tie it up. Unfortunately, man, Air Force's offense clearly came to play today. Y'all know that triple option teams are dangerous in this game in the sim, so we are going to have to outscore these dudes. And Jason's going to take a shot here, bro. Baker just drops it. Classic Army wide receiver moment, but we're able to pick up the first down with the curl route. One thing Army receivers usually can catch is the curl routes. That tends to be a pretty reliable option. Jason having another really solid day throwing the ball, only incompletion being that drop. And on 2nd and goal, he'll just dump it off for the easy score. Let's go. 9 for 10 on the half for Jason. And defense finally gets a stop coming out of halftime, as Jason has beautiful blocking here. Should have kept it inside for just another second. Feels like Jason has not broken off a big run in a while. And coach has been taking the ball out of his hands on 1st and 2nd down a lot. He has been really consistent with converting the 3rd downs, though. That'll be easy money. Another 3rd down here on the goal line, though. And he's going to have to pitch it out. Reddick cannot fight his way in. So we take the field goal from the 1-yard line. Come on, coach. Defense thankfully able to get us a nice little stop. But after a couple of stupid play calls, we got to pick up this 4th and inches. Jason's just going to put his head down, trucking over the linebacker to get more. Game should be over if we get the touchdown, as Jason throws a dime on the run, which is dropped for his 2nd incompletion of the day. As coach is going for the 4th and 5. This is a big play. Don't want to give Air Force a chance here. And we definitely had the curls open. Jason takes the underneath route, though, and that'll work just fine. We're able to get the touchdown, but Air Force answering real quick. And if we can't pick up the 3rd down, this might get a little bit dicey. So big play for Jason, and he has the curl routes. That has been money all day. So we will get out of there with a close win, as Jason has another great day slinging the ball around. So Jason has Army ranked number 3 in the country, but that doesn't mean this game against Rutgers will be easy. Remember, Jason is still running a 75 overall offense, and I'm really hoping defense can be a little bit better for us today. I would love to have a nice easy blowout just one time this season, but Rutgers defense has proved to be tough so far, and our play calling has continued to be horrible. Jason has had to get very creative, and shows why he is the Heisman frontrunner there, man. That is an NFL throw on the run. Despite being anything but prototypical, if Jason wasn't playing for Army, he'd probably have a shot to play in the NFL. He's gonna have to convert a 4th and 10 here. Tries to get it into a tight window, but that's not gonna work. Defense able to get a stop, though, which is pretty helpful. And Jason looking to redeem himself here. Lucky Brooks gets by that guy, and he is down the sidelines. He continues to be our best receiver by far, but coach continues to just take the ball out of Jason's hand for no reason. He didn't get a chance on any of the last 3 plays, but he will make it right with a beautiful touch pass for the touchdown. Defense gets a big time turnover, but same deal. We're pushed back to 3rd and 16, and we're just running curls. Like, why is this the play call here? Thankfully, our wide receiver is able to slip away from the tackler. We're going to be running the triple option here on 3rd and goal, and it is going to be up to Reddick. He cannot get away, but our defense is having the game of their lives right now. They get a turnover, and we are inside the 5. Unfortunately, we have to settle for a field goal here, and this time Rutgers goes down to get a touchdown. So we miss our chance to put this game away, and I don't know what the hell happened on that fumble there. It looked like we recovered it. So we got a 3rd and 26. This is not looking good, but is B open? No, he's not open. He is definitely not open. I cannot believe it, man. Jason is going to have to lead another game-winning touchdown drive to keep this undefeated season alive. It is unbelievable that this is happening just about every game. At this point, it is just common routine for Jason. He is not even nervous. He might not have the best stats in the country, but the fact that he has to continually lead these drives and keeps delivering is why he's the Heisman frontrunner. And after he gets the team in field goal range, he's just got to squash some clock and take care of the ball. And on 2nd and 9, he is finally going to get loose, picks up some blocks, and he will scamper to the end zone for the touchdown. But low-key, man, maybe we shouldn't have scored there, because now Rutgers is going to have a lot of time. Jason is able to pick up the 2-point conversion on the scramble, and defense gets the stop. Yet another game-winning touchdown from Jason. Not his craziest game, but got the job done. So after another clutch win, we are up to number 2 in the country. Pretty crazy play by the BYU defender to start this out, but Jason will pick up the 3rd down on the triple option. This is a night game at home, as this Army crowd has more to cheer for than they ever ever have, and it would be really satisfying if we could just stomp out BYU today, as Jason picks up another first down on the curl route, which has been money all year, but coach makes him run some stupid toss plays. We settle for the field goal, and just like that, we are down by 7. I have resolved myself to the fate that I will have to duel it out in every single one of these games. Army is lucky that Jason got over his injury issues, because otherwise this team would be dead in the water, and BYU has been bum rushing Jason. We got a 3rd and 22. He's gonna have to try to find a way here, and he can't get it over the linebacker. That'll be a pick, and just like that, we're down by 14. I think this is the biggest deficit Jason has faced all season, and a touchdown drive before halftime is absolutely essential here. His team needs a big play from him, and he's chucking it up deep here, has a man open for the touchdown. Let's go. That's Rob Baker. So this is a 7-point game going into halftime. Coach calling a slow developing pass. No thank you. I will just get out of the pocket, and we will do things the Jason Miller way. On 3rd and 1, guess what coach is calling? The halfback pass. You have a Heisman frontrunner at quarterback, and this is what you choose to do. Thankfully, defense gets a blocked field goal, but I'm starting to get really frustrated here. We're able to pick up that 3rd down. Jason has been really solid through the air apart from that one pick, and he's going hurry up here, trying to drive his team down the field quick. On 2nd and goal, he will take off for the pylon and truck his way in for the touchdown. We have stormed back to tie it up, and defense gets a big time stop. They have been solid in these last 2 games. Jason has a man open, but this is why our dude cannot stay in the pocket. So big time 3rd and 8, and the curl over the middle is wide open, but Lucky Brooks is going to be short. I'm trying to go for this. We got to get the snap off before the quarter ends, and we will do it. Jason gets out of the pocket to pick up the 1st down, and he's going to get a little bit more, scampering down into BYU territory. This game heads to the 4th quarter tied up, as Jason finds Lucky Brooks there, but he gets absolutely decked. And coach going back to the run here. Jason's going to have a huge hole, and he sneaks through it. Beautiful blocking, and he takes that to the crib to give us the lead. But BYU answers right back. Let's run it back. One more game-winning touchdown, man. We will get things started with a nice drop from our wide receiver. So we got to pick up this 3rd and 12. This is high pressure right here, but Jason will take the easy way out and scramble, getting into BYU territory. And remember, all we have to do is get into field goal range. I'm liking X on the curl here, but we're going to improvise again. Should have Y open, and that should be field goal range right there. So now it's time to take care of the ball. Jason's just going to scramble here, sliding down at the 10. We got to kill some clock. So on 4th and goal, our kicker is going to knock it in for what should be the game-winning field goal, and that'll do it. We move to 11-0 by the skin of our teeth, as Jason worked his way back from a 14-point deficit. The Army Black Knights are the #1 team in the country, and the only team in our way is Navy. We're 11-0, while Navy is just fighting to become bowl eligible, and Jason is going to get loose here on the 1st drive. He will keep it on the triple option and pick up a couple blocks, 38 yards to the crib, and we are in business, man. Navy's the lowest overall team we played in a while, and after a pick 6 from our defense, we got a 2-score lead here. We might finally get the blowout we've been hoping for, but Jason throws a terrible pass here, and his pick numbers have really gone up in these last few games. We just cannot catch a break with getting out of these close games, man. Navy's able to score the touchdown, so Jason has 30 seconds to try to drive his team down, and his receivers are dropping passes. Jason has chosen to have his worst statistical game of the season today, I guess, but he gets a block here, and he might have a shot. Nobody on this Navy team should be fast enough to get him. Number 3 is doing his best, but that'll be 69 yards to the crib. Now he's up over 100 yards rushing on the day, and he's looking for that wheel route deep. Looks like he's gonna have a guy. That is an absolute laser. Gotta make some exciting plays to show America that he deserves to be the Heisman winner, as he completes the 3rd and 7 here. A touchdown on this drive should effectively put the game away, and there's Jason's 3rd rushing touchdown on the day. Navy is able to get the touchdown there, but our run game has been dominant today. Jason is averaging 15 yards per carry, and he might be loose again on the QB ISO, trying to get down the sideline. But after a penalty, we're pushed back to 3rd and 22. Jason doing his best to make it work, but this game is still not over. Never mind, defense gets a pick 6. They've been excellent, and we are headed to a 12-0 undefeated regular season. Not a spectacular game for Jason, but the ground game was all we needed today. So it's time to see if Jason will win the Heisman Trophy, and he does in a landslide. Look at that beautiful stat line. He also wins the Walter Camp Award. So after a season full of drama, Jason will see if he has what it takes to become a national champion, as we will take on number 4 Ohio State in the first round of the playoffs. Surprisingly, the playoff committee voted us as the #1 overall seed. Ohio State is 99 across the board, so this is going to be very tough, and that's a great catch by Lucky Brooks on 3rd down. But we are moving the ball on the Buckeyes. Lucky gets killed on that triple option though, so we will have another 3rd and long here, and this time Jason's going to have to get out of the pocket. That linebacker is not going to keep up with him. This has been exactly the first drive we wanted. Nice and slow moving right down the field, but it's not going to mean anything if we can't convert this third down. And there doesn't appear to be anyone open downfield. Jason will scramble again. Once again, wisely slides down. But I sim one play and we fumble it. Come on, man. Thankfully, defense showing out on that first drive. That is a big time stop from them. So we head to the second quarter knotted up at 0. But after a couple of unsuccessful plays, Ohio State able to get a field goal. We are going to have to answer on this drive. So critical third down here. It looked like we had Lucky Brooks open for a second, but we're going to have to get out of the pocket again. Jason finds his man over the middle, but he drops it. And we are down 10-0. This is not looking good. That was almost a pick from Jason. Completely inaccurate pass. It just can't end this way, man. After such a heroic season, we got to at least give Ohio State a good game. And Jason's breaking tackles here, trying to get something going. If we don't get a touchdown on this drive, the game is probably over. And Lucky Brooks has had brick hands since that first catch. Literally nobody around him and he drops it. And what is going on, dude? Seems like the bright lights are getting to our boys a little bit. Another open man drops a pass on 3rd and 10. What is going on, dude? We are going to have to go for this 4th down to stay in the game. Jason gets out of the pocket and thankfully this time Brooks is able to hold on to it. If he had dropped that pass, my controller was going directly through my monitor. But the drive stays alive. Gotta make sure we kill a little bit of clock here. And that reel route has just been money all day, but Baker's short of the sticks. So gotta go fast. Jason hurries to the line. This time he's gonna get out of the pocket, slides down inside the 5. So big time 1st and goal. And Jason takes the sack. We're gonna have to call a timeout. Now we need to make sure we don't get tackled short of the end zone. And uh-oh, this play is trouble. Jason's gonna take off, but he fights his way in there. The time probably would have ran out if he went down. But Ohio State gets a touchdown coming out of halftime. So another scoring drive is gonna be required here. Jason will take a shot to Baker, but of course it bounces right off of his chest. Coach is trying to take the ball out of Jason's hands on 3rd down. I'm gonna call a timeout here. So we're at least gonna get a run a triple option. And that opens up nicely, man. If we didn't get shoestring, we might have been gone. Don't like the coach is running the ball here. We really need to be going fast because I don't know how many stops our defense has in them. All right, we're gonna get the chance to throw it here. Only 2 reads on the field for Jason. As usual, he is gonna get out of the pocket, and it looked like A was gonna come open, but it was too risky of a throw. We're gonna run the same thing on 3rd down, and this time A is definitely open. Thankfully, Brooks able to hang on to that. So Jason heads to the 4th quarter down 10, but the Black Knights are on the move. Coach going back to the same play call here. This has been working very well, and A is not going to get open. Jason takes off, almost like an RPO there. Jason's been scrambling to the right a lot, so this time I'm gonna scramble to the left, but that dude is fast. He tracks us down. So 3rd and 5, and there is nobody open. Jason will take off and power into the end zone for the big touchdown. Just need one stop from our defense. But Ohio State is driving the ball right down the field here. They pick up this 3rd down and it's probably over. And defense is not going to be able to come up with the stop. Bro, it was so close. So I'm just gonna have to sim this out, hoping we get the ball back. And Jason is going to get it. Only 26 seconds, no timeouts. We'll see if he can lead a miracle drive as he gets out of the pocket, chucking it up deep. But that is going to be picked out of the sky, and our championship dreams are going to die. It was a beautiful season, but offense just couldn't get it done today, and Ohio State is heading to the national championship game in our place. Jason is going to head to the military, and the last pass of his career will be an interception, but it was fun while it lasted, as Jason had the best season an Army quarterback has ever had. Over 2,000 passing yards and 1,500 rushing yards, and he will always have that Heisman trophy. After winning the Heisman trophy in his senior season at Army and falling just short of leading the Black Knights to a national title, it was time for Jason Miller to enter the armed forces. He was stationed overseas to fight in World War III and put up stats that were even more impressive than what he did in his football career. After serving his required time in the military, Jason decided that he wanted to try to give professional football a shot. At 5'10" and years removed from his Heisman season, his chances of making a roster were slim to none, but after some successful workouts, the Baltimore Ravens picked him up as a practice squad quarterback. Jason made enough of an impression on the staff that he earned the 3rd string quarterback job. It seemed unlikely he'd ever play, but then disaster struck the Ravens quarterback room. Lamar Jackson tore his ACL and was done for the season. Tyler Huntley suffered an injury to his throwing hand during practice, and Jason was going to have to be an emergency starter for the Ravens in their final game against the Steelers, which happened to be for a wild card spot in the playoffs. So in Jason's first game as an NFL quarterback, he has taken on a tough Pittsburgh Steelers defense led by Ziggy Sabaka. Facing the top safety in the league who was traded from the Dolphins last year will be tough, but Jason is starting things out with confidence, dialing up a 30-yard dot to Mark Andrews. So Jason not looking looking scared of the moment in his first NFL snaps. He will take off scrambling here, and folks, you just saw Jason Miller slide. This is truly a man who has refined his game to try to become an NFL quarterback. Gets a completion there, and Jason is shockingly just looking sharp as attack in this game, leading the Ravens right down the field, throwing dots left and right. He does take a sack there on first down, unfortunately, but Jason has weapons around him that he absolutely never had at Army, and he hits an easy throw up the seam there. I don't know what the Steelers defense was doing, but Andrews gets into the end zone for the touchdown on Jason's first drive. Jason is already going to be a fan favorite after that one, and remember, he's going against one of the best defenses in the league, led by the best safety in football history, and he is looking like a beast right now. A shocking near 100 passing yards for Jason in the first quarter, and the Ravens have the ball threatening to score again as Jason gets that drag route past Ziggy Sabaka to get down to the 2. Coach going with the read option here down at the goal line, and Jason will just hand it off for a touchdown. The Ravens take a 2-score lead. Jason Miller goes from practice squad to looking like starting quarterback material for the Ravens, but he's going to have to be careful here. Backed up on his own goal line, looked like he was going to get out of the pocket, but he gets tripped up. So now Jason's at his own 3, really got to be careful. He will step up in the pocket here, gets knocked around, lucky he didn't fumble. All right, so a 3rd and 6 conversion here would be very nice, and that's going to be a tight window. Dude breaks that up. Thankfully, Jason's had a really good looking defense behind him today and continues to dial up easy passes up the seam. The defensive coordination from the Steelers has not been very impressive as they're leaving these wide open lanes for us to scramble into. So Jason's got 50 seconds to try to get some points here, and A is just going to come wide open. I don't know what the Steelers are doing, man. Jason has made this debut look easy as he is just force feeding Mark Andrews the ball. So Jason and the Ravens get a field goal. They will enter halftime with a 17-zip lead. Jason hasn't gotten the run game going a ton yet as the Steelers have really been keying in on him, but with a 17-point lead, I would expect to see him try to get it going here, and he's got a little bit of space juking forward for 6 yards. Jason has probably done his only slide of the day already. He will continue to scramble for easy gains, and there's another slide, man. Number 1 is playing it smart in his NFL debut. You love to see it. Gonna get out of the pocket here, scamper down the sideline, and look at him tiptoeing, man. If he could have stayed in, that might have been a touchdown. So Jason is faced with a 3rd and 2 here. Looks like coach is going with the option again, and there is not a ton of room to work. That's okay. We'll take our field goal. Maybe not. Kicker misses it. Steelers score, so this is still technically a game, and Jason takes another sack there. Gotta stave off the comeback here, and Jason gets out of the pocket. The wheel route comes just completely wide open. Another Steelers coverage bust, and that should probably do it. It looks like Jason will send the Ravens to the playoffs as he made Ziggy Sabaka and the Steelers defense look pathetic today. An absolutely remarkable stat line in Jason's first game, 80% completion percentage as well as 50 yards rushing. So after a surprising start and surprising performance, Jason will have the chance to lead the Ravens in the playoffs. So here we go. Who would have thought Jason Miller is playing in the NFL playoffs? But it looks like the Jets know just what he's going to want to do today. Jason is going to have to beat these guys with his arm, but he gets things started with a first down to Beckham. Let's go. Jason has really just looked like a legit NFL starter, and he's going to have some room on the option here. Will pick up the first down and more. So the Ravens offense continuing to look strong here on the first drive as Jason will get out of the pocket, tried to get that out to Y, but he takes the sack. Probably for the best we didn't make too risky of a throw there, because when Jason dumps it off, it seems like good things happen with his receivers. These dudes are 1,000 times more athletic than what Jason was working with at Army, and that option play would have set up perfectly, but his blocker just runs right by his dude. So Jason behind the sticks here, and this is not an ideal play call. He's gonna have to improvise a little bit and ends up getting positive yards. So it'll be a big time 3rd and 4. Ravens going with a 5 wide look, and Jason will have to step up in the pocket, fights forward and fumbles, but his lineman recovers and they get the first down. So a disaster is averted. Now the Ravens are in field goal range, but Jason is gonna take a risky throw that was way off target, and it gets picked off over the middle. Should not have thrown that under pressure. Thankfully defense gets a stop, and Jason is gonna make a back shoulder throw to Zay Flowers. Cornerback was absolutely lost there. So after the interception, Jason not showing any fear on the ensuing drive, and it looks like he has a receiver open deep. He will throw a dime to make up for it. Zay Flowers has been cooking so far in this game. After Jason's big touchdown pass, the Jets do move right down the field to answer, but Jason's offensive line has been really solid at giving him time so far. Apart from the interception, he has looked dialed in, and coach seems to be interested in taking deep shots here early on. This time Jason's just going to step up in the pocket, evades a couple of guys, and he will pick up a big gain on the ground, showing a lot of presence there and looking really comfortable. So we'll have another chance to get something going here, but as far as I could tell, everything was boxed up there. We take the sack. That's one where Jason normally gets out of the pocket, but he doesn't there. And all of a sudden, it looks like he's clamming up a little bit. The Jets are definitely going to keep sending pressure against him, but this time he's got a man wide open in man coverage. Throws a dime to Bateman under pressure, and a huge gain on 3rd and long. So now we got a 1st and goal, and it looked like Jason had the curl, but he will just take off, getting into the end zone for an easy rushing touchdown. This Ravens offense continues to look great with Jason at the helm. I'm not gonna lie, man, playing quarterback on Madden is a lot more fun than I thought it'd be. Let me know if you want to see another season of this, because I feel like Jason deserves it, man. So Jason and the Ravens head to halftime with a small lead. Jason's been great today, and he has a ton of room on the read option, trying to spin out there to make something happen. That is probably a play where we should slide, but Jason is just filled with confidence right now. He'll have to convert a big time 3rd and long here though, which is something he's done before today, and he is gonna chuck that up deep. Can he do it again? What a catch from his tight end, bro. Ravens wide receivers have just been amazing today. So big time 3rd and 7 for Jason here. Gotta take care of the ball and make sure we at least get a field goal, but he's gonna take that seam shot to his tight end. Once again, receivers continue to ball out. That was a very impressive catch from Mark Andrews. Ravens going with the play action pass by the goal line. Jason takes the jump off, but that gets stopped well short. So it'll be a big time 3rd and goal from the 5. Ravens are going with the stick play here, and it doesn't look like Jason has anybody open, but he steps up in the pocket, scampers in there for what should be the icing on the cake in this game. Defense gets a turnover, and it looks like Jason will lead his team to the playoff win. He's not done yet though, trying to get something going with the read option. Wisely slides down. Why not get this boy another touchdown before we get out of here? Coach is letting him run around a little bit. Maybe not the smartest thing in the world when you have no quarterback behind Jason on the depth chart, but right now Jason feels like he's invincible. He will waltz in for another touchdown, making this Jets defense look stupid once again. Just like that, it's an 18-point lead for the Ravens, and Jason will just keep running, makes a ridiculous cut on the read option to strut into the end zone once again. It'll be a playoff blowout today. Jason Mayhem Miller finishes the day with a ridiculous 91 completion percentage and 100 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns on the ground. So the Ravens will take on the Bengals in the divisional round of the playoffs. So here we go, second round of the playoffs. Jason's taking on the Bengals. We'll see if those first couple of games were just a little insanity run, or if he really has what it takes to take the Ravens to the Super Bowl. And he starts it out there with a huge gain. Now time to get the run game cooking. Tons of space for our boy. He picks up a block, and he might have a shot. He will dart into the end zone for an opening drive touchdown, but the Bengals go right down to answer. The Ravens offense is really going to have to put points on the board today, and this will be a big 3rd and 1 for Jason. He just takes the drag over the middle, easy money. Our boy's starting off 3 for 3, looking very efficient on these first couple of drives, and trying to break off another big run here, make some moves. Looks like he's a little bit shaken up on the play, but Jason will stay out there. He's a little bit tougher than he was in college, and on 2nd down, he will escape the pocket, trying to juke out the middle linebacker, but lucky that wasn't a fumble. A little bit of a slower drive here. Got to make sure we get this into the end zone, and Jason has room again on the run. I've been shocked at how good the run game has been. Bengals defense has not looked too strong, as Jason just continues to take these easy dump offs. He's looking for something easy to get into the end zone here from the 16, and finds Mark Andrews, who dives in. Ravens reclaim the lead, and defense gets a turnover. Jason will have the ball right back here in the red zone and finds Andrews again. That'll be a 2-score lead for the Ravens. So this one is looking pretty solid going towards halftime, as Jason takes the curl there, trusting his receivers to make a move. Only a couple incompletions for our guy so far on the day, continuing to find those holes in the zone, but Andrews drops that. That's okay, man. I'm not going to hate on Andrews one bit. He has been great. He can drop the ball every once in a while, but Jason takes the sack there. We miss an opportunity to really make this a blowout, but defense has been better than I expected against a tough Bengals offense. Jason's trying to make something shake before halftime here, and makes a very risky throw, but it will pay off. Andrews is having the game of his life, and he will get all the way down to the 2. So chance to make this a 3-score game, and Jason will get out of the pocket looking just like he did at Army as he shushes the crowd. Ravens are up by 21. I was not expecting that first half. 28 points for the boys, and showing no signs of stopping. Things have really just looked too easy in this game, as coach going with the triple option here, throwing it back to Jason's college days, and Jason will just keep this himself, rumbling forward for the first. It's time to get the run game cooking here to run out some clock, but unfortunately that'll be a tackle for loss. So a 3rd and 6 to keep the momentum. Bengals are running a stupid defense again, and that'll be Andrews up the seam all day. I don't know why they're running that. Bengals defensive coordinator should seriously be fired from what I've seen. He's just been making things a little bit too easy on Jason, who has a ton of room here, juking to get inside the red zone but fumbles it. The boy is just not a slider, man. What can I say? And that is significant because a field goal there would have put us up by 4 scores. Now the Bengals have cut it to 2 scores, so this is still a game. Gotta take care of the football here and pick up a couple of first downs. Mark Andrews continues to have the game of his life. Dude has 140 yards on the day and a couple of touchdowns. As Jason has a ton of room on the read option here, he is dog tired, but it'll be a big game. But trying to slide down, man. He doesn't get to the ground in time, and it'll be another fumble. That is not a good look at all. Thankfully, defense gets a turnover, so no reason to take any kind of risks here. Bengals will take a timeout and make it 3rd down. But Jason has, of course, been great on 3rd down today. He has a clean pocket here, and he will step up in it. This time, sliding down to get his boys into field goal range. Now the Bengals are just taking desperation timeouts, and Jason gets loose again here. Bengals use their last timeout, and that should do it. The Ravens are headed to the conference championship game. So at this point, this is just icing on the cake. Jason will dump it off on the halfback screen and pick up a free touchdown pass. So despite those 2 fumbles, Jason finishes the day with an incredible passing stat line, as well as 130 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. So here we go, boys. AFC championship game in the rain against the Chiefs. Jason's team is going to need a big day on the ground and through the air from him, because Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense are of course going to be pretty hard to stop. I'm hoping we can get the run game cooking here early, and that's looking pretty good. Jason gets loose, jukes out a guy for a huge gain, but he's got to start sliding in the rain. So the Birds are on the move here. Easy seam pass to Mark Andrews. The seam pass has been Jason's best friend this season, and my guess is he's going to look for it again here. Yep, he has it, and Andrews snags that. A nice quick drive for the Ravens touchdown, and defense comes up with a goal line stop. We're in business. Jason will step up in the pocket here, trying to slide, but he can't. Very lucky that fumble was recovered. The slides in Madden are incredibly slow. I need to be a little bit more careful, and Jason will be faced with a big 3rd and 11 here. He might have a man deep, but gets hit before he can get the throw off, as the Chiefs waste no time answering with a touchdown. This is why we need to capitalize on the stops that defense does give us, and it feels like this drive will decide the momentum for the rest of the game. As long as we have these easy dump offs, we're good. We just got to be careful to not get behind the sticks. As Jason gets some great blocks there, he might have a shot on this play, gets a block to the outside, and he will crib the read option. Let's go. Waltzes into the end zone and takes a bow, and defense gets another stop. We got to jump on the Chiefs here. Zay Flowers is wide open. Was kind of hoping he'd get a bigger run after the catch, but this offense is humming right now. Chiefs have not been taking away what they need to take away. We head to the 2-minute drill with a 7-point lead, and Jason looking for a play here fits that into a very tight window. Could have easily been a pick, but turns out to be just the play we needed. This will be a big time 3rd down right on the edge of field goal range, and Jason's gonna try Mark Andrews, old reliable at tight end. We're going hurry up here, gotta go kind of quick, and I think we might have had a deep shot. Jason gets out of the pocket though, and will slide down at the 10. 100 rushing yards on the day for our boy, and we're not trying to come away with anything less than a touchdown here. That is a laser to Odell Beckham Jr. Jason gives his boys a 2-score lead, so we're gonna head into halftime looking very nice. A touchdown here would pretty much put this game away. This will be a big 3rd and 3, but that is just too easy for Jason Miller. Ravens will probably try to take a little bit of time off the clock on this drive, especially since the running game's been so solid. Unfortunately, Jason gets cut down in the backfield there. Could have been a big gain if he escaped, but it seems like the Chiefs know that the triple option's coming at this point. We're gonna have to keep on switching things up, and this will be a big 3rd and 18. It seems unlikely Jason will pick this up, but Zay Flowers gets a great release. Cornerback gets absolutely cooked in man coverage, so time will continue to come off the clock here. Chiefs are really starting to stack the box though, so another 3rd down. We'll see what Jason can do, and he is gonna make a very risky throw to Odell that gets swatted away. We will be punting headed into the 4th quarter. Never mind, I guess we kicked the long field goal, so even with KC scoring, we retain a 2-score lead. Jason not playing conservative here though, going for the kill shot to Bateman. Risky throw, but it gets in there. You know Jason is gonna go 100% until this game is over, and he is getting out of the pocket here, slings it to Y. Another risky throw gets his team down to the 2, so we'll have it 1st and goal, and there's no way for him to get out of there. Jason fumbles, and the Chiefs come up with it. Not ideal, man. We need a stop from the defense, and thankfully they get a turnover. Jason avoids an embarrassing moment, and the Ravens continue to look like a potential Super Bowl team as Jason picks up the 1st down. That should do it. Wanted badly to try to juke that guy out there, but Jason is dog tired, and of course he puts it on the deck again, bro. Jason's been way more loose with the ball in this situation than Coach Harbaugh would like him to be, but the Ravens come away with the win. Jason had another very efficient day passing and 100 yards rushing. Those 3 fumbles are something to look out for though, so who could have seen this coming? Jason Miller is playing in the Super Bowl, and the matchup against the 88 overall Eagles is not going to be easy. Jason will have to play the best game of his life to get a win here, and he is already faced with a 3rd and long. Tight coverage to the outside, but he hits Beckham on the curl. That is a big time completion to get Jason warmed up, but it looks like the Eagles have this run game sniffed out pretty good. Ravens have run basically nothing but read option in the playoffs, and unfortunately Jason can't get the completion on third down. I think I probably missed beyond that play, but thankfully defense gets the stop, and Jason's going with the deep shot here, hits it. Just what we needed to break things open for this offense. Odell Beckham is playing like he's in his prime, as Jason hits Dobbins on the wheel route, spreading the ball around like he does. This has been a nice sustained drive, but Jason not seeing anyone open there, can't get out of the pocket. We head to the second quarter looking to break the 0-0 stalemate, and Jason trying to escape pressure there, barely able to throw it away. This is definitely the best defense Jason has faced. He'll have to convert a 3rd and long here, but he is not decisive enough, tries to get out of the pocket on the scramble and fumbles. Ravens will come away with nothing. For all the positives Jason's brought to the table, his ball security has been pathetic. Boy just has to learn when to tuck it away, but defense has come out strong so far in this game, and this time Jason will slide. So a chance at redemption here before halftime. Jason's looking a little gun shy now. This is not Army anymore, man. This is the Super Bowl. He's gonna take the fade route to Odell Beckham. Absolutely beautiful. Ravens offense is cooking, and that was a super risky throw, but Mark Andrews is always good to come down with that. So he got it near the goal line with time ticking under a minute, and Beckham is wide open on the drag, dives into the end zone to finally give us the lead. Defense gets the stop, but we got the ball at the 2. Got to be careful to not take a safety here. Thankfully Jason able to get his team out of their own end zone, and low key he kind of has some space on this read option. Almost took that to the crib. As he is hyped up, we will head into halftime with some momentum, but the Eagles are finally able to get a score, and Jason goes down in the backfield on first down. This is the drive right here. We need to come down with points. Jason making confident throws into tight windows. That'll bring up a 3rd and 4. We got the easy dump off to Zay Flowers for the big pickup. Billy has not done a good job of taking away those underneath routes. At it again there, gets swatted away. Got to be careful to not take any negative plays here, and that's money to Mark Andrews. He'll get a nice little block and pick up a huge one. We're in field goal range, but I feel like the Eagles have been waiting for an offensive explosion. Gotta punch this in for a touchdown, and Jason steps up in the pocket. Lucky he did not fumble that thing. If he put it on the deck there, that would have been absolutely killer, but he takes a terrible sack. Gotta be sure to not take another one here. He steps up in the pocket, will go down, but hopefully this is still Justin Tucker range. Tucker gets it. Defense gets a turnover, so we're in business. A touchdown here would give us a near insurmountable lead with the way these offenses have been playing. Biggest 3rd and 1 of Jason's life here. As coach is not trusting the run, we will just take that drag to old reliable Mark Andrews. Can't slow down here though. I'm not trying to have another drive stall out in the red zone. Jason is gonna stay aggressive with those seam routes. So here we go, 1st and goal. Jason will step up in the pocket and soar in for the easy touchdown. We take a 10-point lead, and Jason Miller is 3 minutes away from a Super Bowl win. Just gotta take care of the ball here, and he's gonna have a huge gain on the read option, picking up a block and wisely going down out of bounds. Jason's had fumbles in these situations in the last couple games. He will hopefully be a little bit more careful here, and he's lucky his arm was going forward on that one. 3rd and 4, you better believe we're passing for this. Looks like we should have A up the seam pretty easy, but dude almost jumped that to pick it off. I really did not see the safety help there at all, and the Eagles get a touchdown with all 3 timeouts left. This game is definitely not over. We are not going to put this on the defense. We're trying to pick up the 1st down on this play. Jason will take Dobbins out of the backfield. He gets tackled short, so 3rd and 6 to clinch the Super Bowl, and Jason throws a very ill-advised pass up the seam. The Eagles will get it back. Most definitely would have had A coming over the middle there, and unbelievably the Eagles get the field goal. Jason might have choked away this game, and unless something crazy happens here, this is heading to overtime. Jason will launch that up deep. It gets swatted away, so here we go. Eagles go down and get a touchdown, so Jason will have one last shot to lead a touchdown drive, and he's gonna have to move pretty quick. This formation's been money for Jason throughout the playoffs. We're gonna keep rocking with it, and he will step up in the pocket here, sliding down for the 1st. We're coming down to the wire here, just over a minute left, and that's man coverage. Jason has B for the touchdown, but gets hit first. Our boy has thrown the ball 33 times today, more than he's ever thrown in his life. He's gonna take off here though, sliding down again. We have the 1st with under a minute left. This is intense, dude. Gotta move quick, but we'll take the safe read to Dobbins. So we got it at the 19, 55 seconds left. Jason will step up in the pocket again, was terrified he was gonna fumble that. He just cannot get anything open right now. 29 seconds left now. So here we go. We got 2 shots to pick up the 1st. Looks like Jason has the corner route, and absolutely amazing catch to come down with that. So 13 seconds left. Cannot complete a ball short of the goal line. Jason will pull the trigger to Bateman. His receivers clutch up in OT. So that'll hopefully tie the game up. I don't know what happens now. Bro, Justin Tucker misses the PAT in overtime. We lose the Super Bowl to the Eagles. You've got to be kidding me, man. One of the greatest kickers in NFL history misses it. We choke the Super Bowl away to Philly. I can't even believe how that game ended. It was a great run from Jason, but his career continues to be filled with heartbreak. In the offseason following, the Ravens traded Lamar Jackson in favor of going forward with Jason as their franchise quarterback, and he proved this risky decision right with his play during the regular season. He led the NFL in both passing and quarterback rushing, led the Ravens to a #1 seed in the AFC, and this year he's determined to take them all the way to a Super Bowl championship. So in the divisional round of the playoffs, Jason is taking on Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Jason starts it off with a completion. I would expect a shootout today, as he will step up in the pocket, getting the first down, and that seam to Zay Flowers is open all day. You cannot leave him uncovered. That's one thing the Bengals are definitely going to have to take away from Jason. He will go with that quick seam read at any opportunity. Another third down here. Let's go ahead and pick this up. Dobbins open out of the backfield, but he'll be short. I cannot believe coach is taking Jason off the field here. He doesn't look too happy about it. This has turned out to be a defensive battle. We got to get some points on this drive. Joe Burrow is not going to stay quiet forever. We just haven't been able to hit that big play yet. Jason been doing a lot of checking down today, but that'll get us into field goal range. Hasn't been a bad game for our boy, but he hasn't been making a crazy amount of plays. He will get loose here though, getting down inside the 15 on the scramble. That's exactly what we needed. Just got to punch it in, and he will throw a dot to Zay Flowers on the corner route. We finally get on the board. I am shocked the defense gave up 0 points in the half, as Jason will take a deep shot here on 3rd and long. What a catch from Zay Flowers. He is a beast. Biggest play of the game for this Ravens offense. A touchdown here would be gigantic. Jason's been showing a lot of faith in his receivers, and Bateman goes up to make a play there. Helps out that those deep shots are right on the money, and you should never leave Mark Andrews that open. He will get into the end zone and give us a 2-score lead. Joe Burrow has just gotten shut down today, which is shocking. Meanwhile, Jason only has 1 incompletion on the day. You gotta wonder what Jason could have done if he was running a spread offense in college. Makes a bad sack there though, and it was bound to happen eventually. The Bengals finally get their touchdown. So this is our money drive here. Jason's gotta make it happen and kill some clock. 2nd and 2, he'll just take Dobbins out of the backfield all day. Still only 1 incompletion from #1, but he just can't seem to get loose in the run game. These Bengals linebackers have done a good job of shutting him down, but he gets away from one there, and he will scamper deep into Bengals territory. Just what we needed. So just got to be careful to take care of the ball and stay in field goal range. That'll be a big run up the middle for Dobbins. I'm gonna keep it simple here. Gotta make sure we're sliding too. After what happened last year in the Super Bowl, you can never be too careful with a lead. But right when I say that, man, Jason tries to yank it and fumbles it in a critical situation. I cannot believe it. Here we are again. The Bengals tie up the game. Absolutely unbelievable. That's a big catch from Mark Andrews though. We just got to get into Justin Tucker range here, and Jason's gonna take the underneath there. We get a nice run after catch to give us what we should need. So we just need 5 more yards to feel good about this. Justin Tucker did of course miss the game tying field goal in last year's Super Bowl, but Jason gets a big chunk of yards. Now we're feeling pretty good. I'm gonna take the ball out of Jason's hands. I don't trust him to not fumble again, so it'll be in the hands of our kicker, and this time Tucker gets it done. We'll be advancing to the AFC Championship game. Amazing game for Jason outside of the terrible fumble. He was super efficient. So AFC Championship against Josh Allen and the Bills. This is not going to be an easy game, but Jason starts it out with an absolute dime to Andrews. One of the most impressive throws of Jason's career, and he's going to get loose on the read option. Ravens offense is moving at jet speed. Let's go ahead and punch this thing into the end zone. Andrews wide open again. How do you lose him? But somehow the safety gets in there to swat that away. Jason led Andrews just a little bit too far upfield, but going with the scissors route, he has the middle wide open. All right, so 2nd and goal, just got to punch it in. We'll give it to the fullback for easy money. So a great first drive. Defense gets a stop, but we got it on the 1. Got to get this out quick, and Jason does. We'll be in a great spot if we can get a score on this drive, and Jason's got to be careful in this rain, especially after that fumble last game. I have a feeling I might eat those words at some point today, and man, that DN played that great. Head to the 2nd quarter looking solid though. Jason's been dropping dimes all day. He steps up in the pocket here for a solid gain. We got 3rd down. Let's not lose the momentum. Jason is gonna have a tight window to fit that into, and that was not the right idea. Safety lurks that for a pick. Jason finally makes a mistake in the pass game, and it was a bad one, but he's going right back to it here, dialing up a dime across the middle, and his receivers got room to run. The thing about Jason, man, no matter what happens, he will have a short memory. He'll get onto that next play. play. Gotta get this thing into the end zone though. They literally just leave Mark Andrews wide open. What are you doing? Mark Andrews has evolved into maybe the best tight end in the NFL. And Jason will try him again here, but misses him. Would have been an easy touchdown. Now we got a 3rd and 12. We're in field goal range, but I want the touchdown. Jason will trust Mark Andrews, who comes down with it. Let's go. No rush here on the goal line. Why not give it to Andrews again? What a beast. So defense gets a stop. We got a little bit of time to cook here before halftime. Gotta go fast here with just one timeout. Let's get this thing into field goal range. Jason had a dude wide open for the touchdown, but gets hit first. Those are going really aggressive, and we got that same route open, but another not great throw from Jason. With this rain coming down, he hasn't been quite as accurate as normal, and he throws another interception. That'll take us to halftime. My guy has 2 on the day. Very unfortunately, the Bills are able to get a field goal out of that before half, and the Bills have us pushed back to the 1 to start the second. Gotta get this ball out quick, and we will trust Andrews with that. He is hyped up as he should be. We're gonna keep throwing it to him as long as he's catching them, and Jason navigates out of the pocket here, lucky to get a gain. This is a huge 3rd down for the momentum of this game, but Buffalo with the wrong coverage were just able to dump it off for an easy one. So the drive continues. Andrews continues to just cook these kids. He's got a nice little 100 yards receiving on the day. Jason continues to struggle getting loose in the run game, which has really hurt our offense today. We pretty much had to do it all with the pass, and we cannot escape the pocket there. That's a big sack. Those block sheds when you try to get out of the pocket are crazy, but that's a coverage bust from the Bills. We hit the vert over top to Bateman. Big time read from Jason. He steps up in the pocket here, continuing to use his legs just enough, and he's been really smart about getting down instead of taking hits. Here we go, 2nd and goal. We punch it in. We're feeling real good, and how do you leave that guy open? We will take it. 2-score lead. Okay though, Josh Allen goes right down and get the touchdown. We gotta finish this thing out. I don't know if I trust the run game here. I want to put this in the hands of our best players. Jason's just got to be careful to not try to do too much, but there is no reason to slide here. Jason has a wide open running lane, and he will take that. To the cost of that should put this game away, hopefully. Nope, the Bills literally just score immediately. So this is not over yet. Once again, I'm not trying to put this in the hands of our run game right now. I'll just take this safe read to the running back. Stay in bounds, buddy. He did not stay in bounds. All right, here we go. 3rd and inches. Just gonna try to take that dump off again, and it is there, thank God. But our running back goes out again. Just no awareness from this guy. So we'll have to pick up at least one more 1st down to win it. Jason gets 5 on 1st down. I think we should have Flowers up the seam here. We will take that, getting into Bills territory, and that should hopefully put this game on ice. I'm not sure if we can kill the entire clock here. We should at least be able to take it down pretty low. All right, 3rd and 5. This is the season right here. Jason has the slant, hits it. Good game, Buffalo Bills. We will escape. Jason is headed to the Super Bowl once again. Wasn't his greatest game, but he got it done when it counted, coming up with that big touchdown run. So we're taking on Philly in the Super Bowl. Ravens get a kick return touchdown before Jason even takes the field. This game's gotten off to a great start. It's a tough Philly team, man. They're 88 overall. Jason's gonna have to play his best game against a tough defense, but he's looking sharp to start it out. Look for Mark Andrews to have another big day today, as Jason throws off his back foot to Bateman. Don't know how he got that out. It'll be a gigantic 3rd down, and how do you leave Mark Andrews this open, bro? I don't know what these kids are doing. Jason had the seam shot there, but hesitates, takes the sack. We're at least in field goal range, but I really want a touchdown. And Jason's gonna step up in the pocket here, got a lot of room, and he will pick up the 1st down. I tried to slide, but he fumbled it, bro. I don't know how the hell that stayed in bounds. Brutal turnover on Jason's 1st drive, but defense gets us the ball back. Gonna get things cooking to Mark Andrews again. We'll see if Jason can make a 2-minute drill happen to redeem himself. And man, Jason is just not feeling this pass rush right now. He steps up directly into pressure. He's not really looked like an MVP today. Gonna have to make something happen on 3rd and long. He chucks it up deep to Flowers, who almost makes a play. On the bright side, defense is playing great, really keeping us in this game. We got 19 seconds to try to get some field goal range here, and Bateman wide open up the seam. I think that should do it. It looks like coach is gonna put Justin Tucker on the field, but after missing the game tying extra point in overtime last year, our kicker misses the field goal before half. Maybe some wobbles from the last Super Bowl still, which makes sense. I mean, it was one of the most brutal kicking moments in NFL history. Jason gonna ignore his open man and get out of the pocket here, chugging ahead for the 1st down. It's been a tough day on offense. We gotta make something happen soon. No, Jalen Hurts and the Eagles aren't gonna be quiet forever, and Jason's gonna have a 3rd and super long here. Gotta make something happen. He's gonna try RB, but gets hit before he gets it off. And the Eagles finally put together a scoring drive. We might be in trouble. Jason hasn't been able to get anything open lately. Probably a product of us kind of ignoring the running game today. And we will head to the 4th quarter down by 7. Giant 3rd down coming up, and Jason has a receiver open. Excellent catch. This is potentially a legacy defining drive for Jason here. And he he has a wide open, zips it downfield, and that will be a house call. Finally, something happens for this offense. All right, we need to stop from defense here. Let's see what we get. Nope. Eagles take it down for a field goal. So 2 minutes. We'll see if Jason will be the hero or the GOAT. And that is a great start to Zay Flowers. We head to the 2-minute drill. Plenty of time to make this drive happen. And Jason's just going to take the underneath route. The thing is, I don't know if I trust Justin Tucker after what I've seen. We need to start going for bigger plays than this. We'll be taking a shot here on 3rd and inches. Nope, never mind. Jason just dumps it off to Dobbins. Time is ticking down a little bit. Got to get some giddy up going on here. And Jason hits Zay Flowers, who gets hurt on the play. We'll have to take a timeout. All right, so this is stressful. Just one timeout to go 32 yards. And Jason will get out of the pocket, trying to make something happen. He cannot do it and takes the sack. Now we're near out of field goal range. But on 3rd and 7, Jason might have that fade route open. His wide receiver catches it, but he's out of bounds. It is going to be up to Justin Tucker here. We'll see if he chokes it away again. Nope, this time he makes the field goal and we get the ball back. All right, so 34 seconds. We're at our own 18, and Jason's just going to dump that off. We'll have to take our first time out. There's probably got to be a shot to the sideline, but Jason's just going to have to throw it away. It feels like we were kind of meant to win this thing in regulation. I don't know. We'll take it to the perimeter to Bateman. You need to get out of bounds, Bateman. Okay, so 3rd and 1. Probably can't complete anything that's not out of bounds here. We've got the corner route, but Jason misses it. That would have been the one. 17 seconds left. We will head to overtime. For the 2nd straight year, we've got an overtime game against the Eagles in the Super Bowl, and it is going to be all up to Jason to lead a touchdown drive. Defense has been good today, but I'm not trying to put this game in their hands. Unfortunately, the run game just has not been working at all. So critical 3rd and 6. This could very well be the season. And Jason has the corner route. It gets batted away though. Eagles are going to get the ball back with a chance to win it. But thankfully, defense gets us a stop. Let's go. We are still in it and a chance to win with this drive. Philly's been shutting down almost everything we've tried on O. But we've got Bateman open here down the sideline. Jason hits him and now we're near field goal range. So we got to get into Justin Tucker range. Jason will keep it running for the read option and will slide down inside the 30. That might be all we need. Not going to risk it here, man. 3rd and 10. We are handing it off. I'm going to give Justin Tucker the chance to redeem himself. It'll be 49 yards for the win. And this time he makes it. What a story. We turn it around on the Eagles. And Jason is a Super Bowl champion. He can't believe it. What a game, boys. Look at Jason holding up that Super Bowl trophy. We love to see that. He went from being the 3rd string quarterback at Army to being a Super Bowl champion and MVP. And he's set up to have a Hall of Fame career.